All right. And we're live. Not live. It's heavily edited. It's outrageously
We are all
edited.
live.
We're all alive,
Um,
and we're gonna
this
do
is
this
true.
best we can. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Apelles Johnson. I am GM Apelles. I'm Four Story Games online. You can find me anywhere at Four Story Games. I am ecstatic about being able to showcase this wonderful GM box of duct tape supplement that we have had the pleasure of building some beautiful characters with and turning into a wonderful game for today. I am here with the author of that book. Everyone, please say wave hi to Forever DM. Hi. Thank you very much for gracing us with this wonderful adventure. Um, Today's goal is to just play in the Sunbore. It's a one shot that is set in kind of a fun, like, well, it's not fun. It's a terrible place. It's a horrible, terrible place. And hopefully our wonderful adventurers will survive it. I'm excited. I want to just go around, do introductions. I will then introduce the world a little bit. I want to touch on a few ground rules just for play with each other as well. And I also want to take a little bit and build some connections between characters before we hop into the game as well. So we'll just start off. Everybody just give me your name and what character you're playing. Just give me just the character's ancestry and class, and we will go from there. All right. So let's start with Forever DM, the man of the hour.
Yes. Well, I just said Forever GM's gonna be my um, online handle. Let's see. I'm playing Velka, the Goliath Luchador Barbarian with the Mage, the Anti-Mage Prestige class.
Excellent.
Yes.
Also, while we're here, could you just talk a little bit about prestige classes? Because we're playing with a bunch of those today.
Yeah, I think everybody's using them. Prestige classes. So how the best way I've found to describe it is like, if you have like a fighter and then you subclass and it narrows down kind of your specialization. So a prestige class is basically the opposite, where you're kind of broadening, because prestige classes are something that can go onto multiple classes. So, for instance, I'm playing the anti-mage. The prerequisite for an anti-mage is that you cannot be able to cast spells. So, fighter, rogue, barbarian, monk, I guess, depending on how you rule it, are all eligible to get the same abilities despite your, different classes and different subclasses. So it's more of like an archetype instead of like a specified, subclass.
Exactly. That's great. Yeah. And for balancing sake, I kind of use it as though they come across a school or a magic item or something that adds on abilities and skills to each character as we go along. So you do have to scale up a little bit, but because it adds a diversity to their actions, which I actually enjoy. I think I think people underestimate the power of diversifying a character as opposed to min-maxing them directly, and I like the idea that each of these prestige classes adds something else to what your class is already good at. So it's fantastic. Everyone's playing one today. We're going to test out quite a few, and we'll see how it goes. Let's actually go on to Daron.
My name's Daron. I'm playing Davrin Blackwire. He is a gnome. He is going to be a cleric. Let me double check. Sorry, I forgot the name of the class specific. He's a cryptomain cleric, and he'll be using the prestige class, the blood mage.
Excellent. Crypt and blood. I like it. Let's go on to Kevin.
Yep, I will be playing Sir Cousland. He is a commander fighter, and he'll be using the Monster Hunter prestige class.
Excellent. Right?
Yeah, Raymond, Panda of Pandemonium. I am playing a tiefling. He is a gun mage sorcerer with the prestige class of Chaos Caster. Yeah. His name is Zephyr Orion Nimbus Emberstone, also known as the Zone.
As he gets into the zone. And Zack.
Oh, yeah.
And he will.
Oh, yeah.
I have a feeling he will.
I have a feeling he will.
I'm Zack. I'll be playing Serrick Crowe.
He is a half-elvish death dancer bard who is also a blood mage, which will empower his various insults and whatnot. That should be fun.
Excellent. We're going to touch on a few social things. Just this is what I do with every game that I run. We usually, if I'm doing a long campaign, I will send out like surveys to people, and we'll talk about if people have phobias or things like that, and we'll deal with what we want to have in our fantasy, in our games. But there's a one shot, so we're gonna do my quick and easy rules and jump right on in. Rule number 1, it's my standalone rule. I always use it. Please do not talk over each other. That is the one thing that will actually make me upset. I will give your character disadvantage if you start talking over each other. That's the one actual thing that bothers me, because it's a game, and most of the game is verbal. And so if you're talking over each other, then it's like taking the controller away from your little brother, and I don't like that. So please don't talk over each other. 2, the excuse "that's what my character would do" is insufficient. Make a better character. Like, make somebody who everybody's going to have fun playing with or next to. Especially when we're doing one-shots. You don't know if you'll ever see these people again. So, everybody's just sitting down trying to have a good time. It's not the perfect time for, the character who... I know I can play this character really well and I'll enjoy it, but it's going to suck for the next 5 sessions before they open up my shell and then they love me and blah, blah, blah. That's for campaigns. This is one shot. Make a character that's fun for everybody to have a good time with, and we'll kind of just keep going. The last rule is a two-parter, and that is that this, before anything else, is a game. And the people at the table are more important than the game. Right? There's 2 parts to that rule. The first is that it's a game, you can get better or worse at it, right? You can learn how to tactile, like in all areas of play, in combat, in exploration, and in role-playing conversations, you can get better and worse at it to put yourself in good positions for your dice rolls in the first place, right? But the other side is that there are dice rolls, right? You can roll the die, and it is bad, and you die. Right? Like, that's also a part of the game. So, do keep that in mind. Let's try not to get too frustrated at dice, but everybody gets frustrated at dice. But remember, the people at the table are more important. Right? So, as long as we do that, it should be fine. And on that same venue, if there's anything that makes you feel uncomfortable or something like that, the example I always use is, imagine a hyena eating a human baby. Some people are not on board with that image. It's a very divisive image, right? Some people are okay with it, some people are not okay with it. I can change the hyena, I can change the baby, I can change the whole situation in a heartbeat. I made the whole world. I can change it like that. So if anything ever like crosses the line, or we find out you have a phobia, like, oh, we're going into the Lord of Worms place. I didn't know that it was not great for me to think about worms crawling out of someone's nose until it happened. If that happens, let me know. We can work around it. We can stop everything. It'll be totally fine. All right? All right. That's all the rules for the social part of the game. Any questions regarding those? I don't think so. And we have some people who've played D&D for a while today, so it should be okay. Now let's dive into the characters. I want to describe a little bit about the world you all are in. It is post a divine war. So a lot of stuff has happened. Society is rebuilding itself after this cataclysmic event. And a lot of rules and regulations are coming out and being tried and tested to see if they work or if they don't work. And a lot of schools of magic are kind of coming back, like necromancy is getting tested again. Are we okay with zombies working the fields now or not? Right? Like, that kind of thing is everything's being tested right now in this kind of world, especially because there is backlash and there are side effects of this large event that just recently took place, and people are trying to survive in the aftermath of it. So, you all are part of a guild in Manatha, which is a small town on the edge of the Sunbore, which we will talk about more in a little bit. We can talk about it now, actually. The Sunbore is the result of a divine weapon. The goddess of magic and industry worked with the god of the sun in order to bore into the side of Belcar Mountain in order to obtain or vanquish a very powerful demon that had taken up residence, an archfiend that took up residence inside of the mountain. The Lord of Worms, also known as the Ooze Prince or the Flesh Painter. Great titles, but very bad dude. And this boar, the Sky Augur is what it was called, was roughly a mile wide. And it churned into the side of the mountain, and now that the creature that is at the bottom of it is gone, those turns of that giant drill have started to become colonized by people in the world now. The first turn is still in the light, so a lot of the mining and the city of Manatha itself is located inside of the first turn of the Sunbore. The second turn goes a little bit deeper, and it's kind of the twilight area. There are some intersecting tunnels that the Lord of Worms had carved into the second turn that this boar had kind of bore through. And then the third turn and beyond, nobody goes there, because that is past the light of the sun, where remnants of the Lord of Worms' deranged projects seem to roam and live. You all are from the town of Manatha. High-level adventurers. You all have come here to keep it safe. And you all are on a very important mission because one Tamor has gone missing. He is a druid, a healer, and he is known to escort newer adventurers down into the second turn to find artifacts, relics, and bring them back up to the surface for research and study. As, again, the world is still on the fence about a lot of arcane laws. So, using energy or leftovers from a demon prince are still kind of on the table. We're going to go around. I'm going to ask a little bit. I have some questions that I'm going to use to kind of build a little bit of the backstory and connections between you all, but more so just a little bit of backstory about who you are and kind of flesh you out inside of this world that we're in. So we'll start with Velka. Velka, you are a luchador. I will say blood sport is currently allowed. It is something that people are kind of, it's like one of the only entertainments right now. However, it is heavily, what's the word? Rigged is probably the best way to say it. Where the people who are in power do pay on certain people to win bets. So my question for you is, are you the person who would take a dive? Or are you a person who would always fight to the end? Because one of them gets a lot more money, and one of them not so much. Which one are you?
Well, luchador, makes me think, it's showy, right? It's showy, it's flashy, and showmanship is like part of the thing. So I mean, yeah, sometimes you gotta. Sometimes you have to be the, oh God, what's the word? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so it's all part of the show,
I'm going to then ask you a question. Because you are here, you are not in the Coliseum anymore, right? What event took place that made you leave? It doesn't mean that you are never going to go back either. Maybe you're going to get notoriety or something like that. But you've not been there for about at least a year and a half.
I'd say it's part of like a long game. It's like part of the show or whatever is that I lost one of the like a title match or something and had to go into exile to train. So it's like. In real life, that just means, you're taking like a year vacation or whatever. So it's like in that time, I need to, actually get some living wages before my triumphant return from exile, in a few months.
I'm gonna push it a little bit too. I like that. I feel like it is your promoter
Mhm.
told you, you know what would be great? If you lose this fight and then say, I'm going to go train in the Sunbore.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So it's like, you know, there's all sorts of monsters in there. Who knows what. So coming back with like the pelt of whatnot, it's like sling over your shoulder when you come back. It looks all the better.
Excellent. And
Yep.
you've taken up residence here. You've worked pretty well. It is dangerous work. There are horrible things that live down in there. And they are not here for the money. They could care less. And like I'm gonna say in a year and a half, it started as like a joke, right?
Mhm.
And at this point, you are stronger. You are better. You are overall a greater fighter than you were before.
Yeah, I mean, perhaps like the initial idea would be to, fight, the low level stuff. It's like easy, you don't want to get killed down there. You're fighting, you're suplexing kobolds and whatnot. But it's like, well, if you fight something a little stronger, it's double the pay, and you just kind of keep a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. It's like, these carrion crawlers aren't really that tough. Let's bump it up some more.
It's just kind of
Yeah.
grown.
Yeah.
Let's actually jump to Zack. Go ahead and explain your character a little bit more again.
Sure. So Serrick was a performer who started running scams because he could get a lot more money by convincing people that they were ill and he had a solution, or that there was an issue somewhere else in town that he could help them solve, or they were working together. Yeah, he would hand that money out to people who needed it and keep some for himself. Easy to make friends when you have the extra cash.
I'm going to pause there. Your prestige class is also Blood Mage, correct?
Blood Mage.
Yep, we're going to pause right there. Sir Cousland. You're a cleric as well, correct?
No,
No.
I'm a fighter.
Fighter. Cleric Blood Mage is Davrin Blackwire, correct? Davrin Blackwire?
Correct.
Excellent.
Mhm.
Let's talk a little bit about your cleric side of who you are.
Okay. So Davin, he has this quest. He was following this god, and he's kind of at a lost point because he put all this devotion in, and his brother attacked him. He doesn't know why, and he was forced to kill him in self-defense. And part of his thing as a crypto main is that he wants to develop the spells and skills necessary to raise him up. Maybe probably not even just permanently, but just to ask him why.
I have a question.
Sure.
So the crypto main players, one of its main things is the ghost familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like the brother's spirit, or is that some random?
That's gonna be some random. I figured he would just be used as whatever spirit. For some reason, he's blocked, and he doesn't know why from calling his brother's spirit up, and so he's trying to further his skills to find out if he eventually can, or why his brother's blocked. Like, there's just this whole mystery on why his brother attacked him and why he can't use his powers to raise him up.
And we're going to touch on that. Both of you are with the prestige class Blood Mage. And recently, blood magic has begun to be studied again in the wake of this war. It was going very well. People were learning a lot in how to take care and heal and kind of use the magic as both a weapon and a means of healing. Until a Miss Elmira Gutara, a human woman who was a mage just a little while ago, a wizard, learned that blood magic could be used in more powerful ways if the emotion was tied to the blood. Specifically, she began to research monstrous blood, and then the blood of sentient monsters that were still a threat. And eventually, she began to experiment with innocent blood. That led to the study of blood magic being put on a hold. She was locked up and put in prison, but that's kind of the current state of blood magic. It is not outlawed, but it is very highly monitored, in that if you are a blood mage of any kind, the government requires that you report back once a month to talk to people about your findings and what you have done. Because it got out, they tried to squish it as much as they could, but it got out that Miss Elmira's research was proving positive. It was proving that innocent blood did create some very powerful effects. And that concept began to polarize the arcane community about the use and study of blood magic. So I want to say for both of you, the prestige class of blood mage is definitely something that is a part of you all's upbringing and training at this point, because it had been widely studied, right? It wasn't a secret that people were researching it. At this point, I want to ask, are you all by the books doing your reports to the government about the blood magic you are studying, or are you not telling anyone?
I'm going to say,
skill. Please.
I'm going to say David is not. He's doing his in secret.
Okay.
Similarly, I think writing reports is happening. The effect of those reports is always something written nicely. It's went and practiced using this style of magic against these kinds of monsters inside the boar. It seemed relatively effective. Nothing negative is written down.
Excellent. You two have been working with each other for some time inside of this guild, and you have been in harrowing spots where both of you have had to rely on your blood and the blood of your enemies in combat. You both are aware that the other are blood mages, and I feel like both are aware that both of you are not telling anybody. You both are like, hey, I see you, you see me, we're not talking about this, right? Which is totally fine. But I think that tracks, that both of you all are just kind of on the down low, holding out, and just working with each other, and kind of confiding in each other a little bit, right? Learning a little bit more. I'm going to also say that, Serrick, you were actually able to, because I'm going to say you have a little bit more exposure to the dark sides of blood magic due to your background. You are able to confirm that the death of Davin's brother is probably tied to blood magic, in that something is keeping that speak with dead from working. And you think if whoever it is still has some of the blood, and they are using it for some other spell, that soul may not be able to count as willing or able for the purpose of the spell, of both for revival and for speaking with him to find out what's happening.
Okay. It's a long journey, Mr. Blackwire, a long journey, but you and me, we keep working together, all right? Keep it low. You can talk to me.
Yes.
So on and so
We will keep our findings, and I appreciate any help whatsoever that you can give, so I can contact my lost brother.
And Mr. Blackwire, you are a crypt domain. I want to ask about your deity for just a quick moment, because there's a couple of them. Sun would make sense, right? But there's also magic and invention. Of those two, which do you think you'd be more aligned with?
Sun.
Sun.
Mhm.
Definitely. The Lord of the Sun is judgmental, I would say. A little bit more so than the goddess of magic and invention. The goddess of magic and invention believes in people's ability to learn and decide for themselves, whereas the Lord of the Sun is much more top-down in management style. So we will hop over to let's actually do Mr. Emberstone.
All right. So as I said before, I am a tiefling. I actually have obsidian black, almost midlight purple skin tone. I'm not a natural occurrence in my lineage. In the past, there has been some storm ancestry along our lines, and I happen to be the one that picked it up as of recent. The rest of the family are normal red blood red tieflings. Those of us with the darker intonations and that surge of even in my horns, you've got purple and red and almost pink, two of the same swirls that go through my spiral horns. And you can kind of see it across my skin just a little bit. Those of us have kind of been shunned by the family. I too was seen as kind of an outcast growing up. My uncle was a bounty hunter. And so that's where my love of guns comes from. He was the uncle that came in, and he was the only one similar to me that I knew. You know what I mean? And so I would learn from him when I could see him when I could. However, after like my 15th, 16th birthday, he stopped coming around, and no one told me why. We don't know. I don't know if he was eaten. I know that he was a part of the guild in Manatha, but that's about it.
I'm going to touch on one thing, and I'm going to pull from that. I love that. What I'm going to tell you, and we're just going to tie that right on in. There is another demon lord. It was the Lord of Hawks, and it was a thorn in the Lord of the Sun's side for a long time because it attempted to claim the skies as its domain. It was a demon lord that was heavily focused on storms and loved to blot out the sunlight from the Lord of the Sun in order to kind of cast darkness on an area, and then once that's there, descend upon it in hordes of crows and eagles and rocks. It was a bad time. However, people did believe that there was a communication between the Lord of Worms and the Lord of Hawks, and that the event that pulled the Lord of Worms out of the ground was kind of perhaps a betrayal, where the Lord of Hawks, because the Lord of Hawks still flies, even after the war, and people believe that he betrayed the Lord of the Worms. And so you think perhaps if your uncle was around or caught up in it, could have some play, and you've heard of this place at the Sunbore, so that it is definitely the last place he was seen, and you think he may have been trying to get answers for your bloodline in general. The Lord of the Hawk calls. The Lord of the Hawk is for war and scavenging, right? It is a dishonorable creature. It prefers to let things die and then feed on it. So it caused like mass pestilence, or it would, poison a water supply or something like that. It was not a straightforward fighter. And your uncle was definitely a straightforward fighter. And the fight between his blood and his honor was always forefront in his mind. And you kind of modeled yourself after that idea as well. But the blood does still call. And we will need to deal with that in game as well.
Cool.
So, So Cousland, you're last.
Yes. So Sir Cousland is the fourth son of some kind of lord, but he is not the first son who is groomed to be the heir, so he needs to go away. They send him off to some war. I think he had some holy war. That's where his commander fighter background's going to come back from. Comes home and it's like, well, crap, he didn't die. So let's find something else for him. And I think we can basically have him say he's going to join this guild of monster hunters where he picks out that up, head into the Hellbore, come back and say, Daddy, I have this giant monster's head. You have to let me in now. I've proven myself.
Excellent. And there's been tons of stuff that you have pulled from the depths of the Sunbore out. Nothing's quite big enough that you found yet to get the approval of your father. I think you're at the point now where everyone else in the guild definitely approves and looks up to you, and even your associates have tried to talk you out of this idea of you needing to prove yourself to your father, but it's not quite sunk in yet. I will say that if your father was a lord pre-war, they commanded outrageous amounts of power that has since post-war been taken away from mortals. And so your father most likely is suffering his own deflation, and the first son is most likely a now inheritor of a much smaller empire. And that frustration is kind of unfortunately passed on to you. And we will see what kind of person Sir Cousland ends up becoming. So, you all have been working together for some time. You have gone on several adventures. Usually, though, you all are not called all at once. You all are the big guns, right? You are you're like top tier inside of this guild, right? There's maybe 5 or 6 people above you at best in a guild of 100, right? So the stakes are high in calling all of you together at once, because if something down there is very dangerous and all of you are lost at one time, then the Sunbore shuts down. Manatha will move away for a little bit until they figure out what's going on. They will call external forces in order to help clear out the first and second turn of the Sky Augur again before beginning again. So you all are kind of the last line, right? And you know that when you all are called, something has happened. Usually, it's happened before. You all have been called before, and usually it's something you all can take care of. But the fact that Timor is missing is kind of a red flag. It's a little bit suspicious, because you know that Timor is very good at what he does. He gets in and out of... He is a druid, so he wild shapes. He gets in and out of places very easily. But the fact that he has gone missing is cause for concern for all of you. I think we're good on backstory. Does anyone have any other questions about connections, where we are in the world, anything like that?
So, what is Oswald's specialization?
He is the monster hunter.
Yeah, but what kind of monster? What is your favorite?
I mean, let's say monstrosities, unless there's a specific thing that this guild would specialize in.
It would be monstrosities and aberrations.
Yeah.
Without giving anything away, I will let you choose one or the other.
I would go with monstrosities.
Okay.
And it has this feature, which kind of kicks the ball to you.
Yes. I guess if I can if I can interject a suggestion. So the ability that he just posted, the idea being that it should be something that most monstrosities have. So something like I believe most monstrosities have a frightened condition effect or something. So it would be something like, he's immune to frightened conditioned against monstrosity, something like that. Yeah.
I'm going to make it a little more specific. Okay. The kinds of monstrosities that live in the Sunbore, are known to live in darkness. They usually operate on blind sight. And I'm going to say your skill in this particular place is built up in that you are able to move at a rate that negates creatures' blind sights. Okay. It's a very specific thing, but it is because, and I'm saying you also would have dark vision. I'm going to say that too. Like you have trained
with your eyes, okay.
See in the dark completely, but the creatures of the Sunbore specifically are progeny of the Lord of Worms, and they operate without eyes. Most of them operate without eyes, and you have learned that knowing how to move and maneuver yourself in a way to where they still are unable to locate you has become incredibly valuable.
Okay, so basically, rather than walking, he would do like slides and stuff to give off the impression that it's like falling boulders or this kind of natural stuff.
Correct.
All right.
And I think that'll be solid. And because of the Sunbore in particular, and the kinds of things that live down there, if this is where you added the prestige class, then yeah, I would say that's the number one thing. Because I'm thinking of all the other monsters here, and that is one thing they all have in common. Because the Lord of Worms is not big on light. It's kind of his whole thing. So, all right. So let's get going, guys. Are you excited? I'm excited now.
There is one like meta game thing that I wanted to. We're recording now, and you're gonna do the heavy editing. But I feel like I should have, when we were first talking about it at the beginning, mentioned that this supplement is 100% free. You can just download it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I probably should mention that. Yes, it is 100% free.
So I feel like maybe we should like clip this part out.
Okay,
in the front.
We'll clip. Hold on. Hey everyone. This is your DM Apelles here. I just wanted to stop in and say the supplement is 100% free. Anywhere that you're watching this, you will see a link to GM's box of duct tape that will take you directly there to pick it up. It's pay what you want. Go ahead, and if you want to leave a donation, please feel free to. You do not have to, but we all love to support this dude who has made this wonderful supplement for us. So if you can, please leave a donation, but it is free, and it's really fun. It has tons of material in it that is both the prestige classes, tons of subclasses, as well as advice for editing and creating interesting monsters, as well as some really cool magic items that may or may not come up, and just a lot of interesting takes on how to run the game in a certain way, or to make it more challenging, or to make it a little bit more diverse in threats. So I found it to be very useful for my own self, and I want to make sure everybody has access to it. Again, it's free. Yeah, pick it up.
Well, one thing to add.
Yes.
Add
as much as you want.
Like you said, obviously it's free. I don't expect everyone that picks it up to give me anything, but especially if it's something like you don't have the funds to give. I mean, that's perfectly fine. Because like word of mouth, just talking to your friends and stuff about it and sharing it is like, I mean, that's worth more than $10 or whatever. Just eyes, right? Just eyes on your stuff.
Correct.
Yeah.
And hopefully this will cause a little bit more exposure as well. I'm quite excited about it. We'll ship it out into the world. And again, anybody, even if you if you have it, great. If you don't, share it, right? Share it with as many people as you can. Let everybody know that it exists, and just bring them on board. And hopefully it'll add some variety to your next game.
If absolutely nothing else, the art that I had done for it is really good.
Beautiful. It's fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's great. All right. Let us begin. Usually this is when I would play my music, but I don't have it today. But let us begin. The history of the Sunbore matters little to those who must venture into it. The Belcar Mountain had been the breeding ground of the Lord of Worms for eons. The Lord of Worms, the Flesh Painter, the Ooze Prince, the patron demon of mad scientists and torturers who made his home in the rich black soil of Belcar Mountain. His fiends and monstrosities plagued the land before the time of the last divine war. Sickened by the onslaught of subterranean foes, the goddess of magic and invention combined efforts with the god of the sun to forge a drill so large and so powerful it could pierce into the lair of the unseen fiend. Together they crafted the Sky Augur, a drill over a mile wide, imbued with the fire of the sun itself. During that last divine war, the Sky Augur pierced the side of Belcar Mountain and hooked the foul demon, dragging it wriggling from the Underdark into the cleansing light of the sun, finally ending its reign of disease and war. Even now, the hole in the side of the mountain remains, the massive turns of the heavenly drill now caverns in the side of a hole a mile wide, delving beyond the side of the mountain and plunging into the Underdark below. The scar in the mountain has become known as the Sunbore. The first turn of the Sky Augur carved into the walls of this grand hole is mostly bathed in sunlight. The ambitious gnomes and dwarves use the remnants of the great tool's work to start mines and sell the precious coal that the mountain seemed to have provided for the rest of the world. The second turn of the Sky Augur lives in twilight, bisecting the many caverns and passageways left behind by the servants of the dead demon lord. In the third turn of the Sky Augur, there lives only darkness. Shadows that hide the fears of children, where magic and reason fail to explain what you find, and where divine light fails to guide your path. The third turn breeds madness, and invites fools to breathe in its cold. But it does little to muse on the unknowable when one must travel into it. You instead prepare, gather your wits and supplies you've relied on for years, and descend. To second-guess yourself while descending into the Sunbore is to act a moment too late to survive long enough to ascend once again. And you do intend to see the light of the dawn once this is over. Tamor, a respected healer in the town above the Sunbore named Manatha, has gone missing after escorting a younger group on a routine scouting mission in the second turn. He is a drow, a defector of the darkness beneath the world, whose knowledge of subterranean life has proven incredibly useful to the surface. He is quite a powerful druid in his own right, and his absence has the town very concerned. You believe that something has gone terribly wrong, and they have hired you, a party of quite seasoned warriors, to investigate. Your goal is to find Tamor and bring him back to the light. I would like everyone to roll a perception check, and we will begin.
So
I
what do you
see
think?
everything.
What do you think caught him? From what I've heard, not much could ever really get its hands wrapped around Tamor.
What could catch something as slippery as a druid? That is a good question.
Have you all seen the tapestries in here? They updated them recently. They are amazing. I rolled a 2.
Roll a 10.
Excellent. Let's do, anybody get below a 10?
That's Velka.
Okay. Let's start then with Velka. What I'd like you to do is describe your character. You are in the second turn of the Sunbore, investigating the moss-covered ground in this area. The sunlight still kind of peers in, but you know it does not last long here. You have to move before the darkness falls. So, please describe your character, just physically. We don't have to go into too much detail about, everything in their life, but we already did that. So, just go into what they physically look like as we are down here in the second turn of the Sunbore.
So, gigantic Goliath. You got the pure white skin, the like tribal tattoos. The thing that like sticks out is he doesn't have any weapons. He doesn't have like a shield or the armor is just like hide and just furs and whatnot. But like the thing kind of stands out is he does have like a bit of a mask, but it's kind of like a half mask, right? So it's like you have like this, and then like it comes down like the cheeks. And it's kind of like the same colors, like the tribal tattoos all over the body. So it kind of almost like blends in. Obviously extremely muscular. He's a luchador, like wrestler, like showman by trade. So very what you would expect.
Right. He's what's on the tin. What's he thinking about right now?
Well, we're starting to get down into like the second turn, the twilight. He's trying to keep like head on the swivel, looking out for magic man finger wigglers, because they're always dangerous in the dark, and especially at range. You never want to get caught off guard from one of those. I have finger wigglers of my own on the team, so there's some protection, but
just keep an eye out.
Yeah, trying to.
All right, let's move on over to the zone. Let's have just a physical description of what you kind of look like, and go from there.
So you got like I said, obsidian black tiefling, kind of spiral horns that point. They go up and then go back. He's got like a Western motif going. So he's got the long trench coat. You see a rifle kind of slung across his back at this point. If the wind blows right, you may catch a pistol at his side. But very kind of old school Western vibe is what you get from him. He's got the little hat that sits actually. You would think his horns were piercing it, but he's actually got little holes cut to go around his horns. So it sits right there.
The rifle itself, I mean, is it like runic inscribed on the barrel, or?
So you do see kind of like to honor his storm ancestry and his uncle. It's like purple blue, like goes from fades from like a purple through blues into like red and almost pink at the tip, and it's just like runic. They're almost floral to a degree, but think of like a flower storm, and it's just kind of engraved across the entire barrel going down.
But it's very clearly like a custom rifle that is magically imbued.
Yes.
Tech level, I should probably say, it is post guns. So coal is important. Steam power is important. Both of you, for a moment, Zone, it's almost like a fight or flight instinct kicks in, but you quell it because you see flying above you. There is a figure, something that zips quickly out of kind of where you are, out into the large expanse of the Sunbore itself. That's off to your right. Y'all are moving down, and the Sunbore, the whole of the bore, is always to your right as you are walking down the spiral around the edge of it. You're in the second turn and something zips out from in front of you, but both of you don't have quite good enough seeing to see what it was. But we will move on to anyone who got between a 10 and a 15.
The both of us.
10.
10. Crowe?
12.
We'll go with Blackwire first then. Blackwire, go ahead and describe physically what your character looks like and kind of a little bit about what's going through their head at the moment.
Sure. Davrin is, I would say he's a stocky gnome. Sworn scale male. Big nose. Full beard goes down to his knees. It's white. Going through his head, like he's definitely dedicated to the mission, but always in the back of his mind, he's thinking of his brother. So he's always, fairly, I don't want to say distracted, but he's always just trying to think of new ways on how he can constantly, of new tricks that he can try to kind of call his brother's ghost in. But I don't think this will be his first mission in here. And he has dark vision, so he's not, I would say, completely perturbed by the twilight that they're in right now. He's still pretty cool, pretty calm.
Excellent. And then let's go over to Mr. Crowe.
Mr. Crowe's older. He is much more worried about where they are, despite having come here before. Wearing a heavy black felt coat and a felt furred hat. The coat rides past his knees, and peppered silver hair peeks out from behind the edges of the hat. There's a couple feathers and a chain that clinks softly with every step. He has a heavy iron-tipped cane, which, while it looks like it might hurt, really wouldn't. Not at all. And he's kind of swinging it in the air lightly as though he's hitting a drum as he's moving, but he's just hitting the air. No real sound.
Both of you notice that around here, tracks pick up. Looks as though some wheeled vehicle with some footsteps next to it. We will allow for some survival checks in a moment, but I want to go on to Mr. Cousland. Well, Sir Cousland.
So, Sir Cousland is in stark contrast to our post-gun age friend here. Full-on medieval regalia, heavy armor, big plated helm. He has an apparatus on his back supporting the big banner of the Cousland line, a big blue dragon, a symbol to it. Greatsword, weapons, crossbow. He is a blast from the past. I suppose as he's walking down, what's going through his head is essentially, they're calling us in. Must be something new down here. Risking the whole group like this. Hope it's big.
Let's now, Mr. Cousland, what did you get on that roll? On your percentage?
20.
20. That's just enough. As you all are moving, Cousland, you see that thing that flew fly back towards the wall, and it is smaller than... It's about the size of a hawk or an eagle, but you are confident that it is insectoid.
Is it anything I recognize?
Give me a nature check.
I will also post that I have a sword that glows when monstrosities are near. But I imagine it's always glowing in this place. 13 on nature.
13 on nature. Not too unknown of a thing, because as you... as it zips by, as it zips by, your sword does glow for just a moment. This is a sturge. They are... for lack of a better term, giant mosquitoes.
Okay. I suppose if I see that, then I would kind of gesture upwards. I assume one of us is holding a torch and be like, sturges on the ceiling up there fluttering about. Keep an eye turned towards them.
You know, Velka kind of waves his hand. He's like, they're just pests for us. Easily swattable.
Yeah. Just one?
There's
It's
no...
never just one.
I'm going to say another thing you noticed about the Sturge. It looked full.
And I suppose I'll point that. I'm like, had a fat belly on it. Must have been snacking on something close. Might find a dead elf up ahead.
Hopefully it wasn't somebody from the guild.
As soon as he says that, I like reach around and like in like one motion, the gun barrel like flips, and he's just like I start aiming like from where you pointed back to the line from where we saw something dart out, and I'm just like I'm at the rear just watching, just scoping.
I'll just tap my cane, summon some light.
Excellent.
Make sure I'm not blind.
Cane lights up, and you all are able to see further down this turn of the Sky Augur. And I want you all to give me survival checks, the two that notice the tracks on the ground.
That's gonna be 22.
Ooh, that's okay.
Good. Quite a few footprints, smaller, perhaps your size, Blackwire. At least 6 sets of footprints. No sign of a struggle. And something else. And I think the thing that worries you the most is there is a line. It is not a footprint. It's not a step. It is like something is drug along the ground, but not by someone else. It is the tracks of perhaps a large serpent of some kind.
All right, I'll point this out to the group.
Go ahead.
It looks like there are perhaps 5, 6 travelers dragging something along the lines. Do you guys see this?
So we're looking for 6 halflings with a pet python.
Or, I mean, they had a python, but anyway, he just kind of chuckles to himself.
I have to agree. It's 6 deep dwellers and something that ate them.
For context, the width of that drag line is about 2 feet.
Yep.
Wow.
A big python
that ate them.
Well,
Question.
I
Just real quick.
suppose.
Tamor, is there an animal that we know that he normally went to? Like his go-to animal, creature?
No, give me history.
Okay. 14 for 15.
He liked creepy crawly things.
Okay.
But you know his go-to was spider.
Okay.
Oh, I guess, by the way, Daywin, do you have do you just have the ghost owl? Do you just have like Casper just flying around with us, or?
No, I generally only call in the ghosts when needed, so I don't have them just around.
Just around.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you do see the tracks seem to be leading towards further down quite a bit further down.
All
Is there
right.
anything you'd like to do to repair?
I'll get in front of the marching order.
Sure.
I'll lead the way.
Mm.
And I believe the lights don't have dark vision, so I get they light up the torch.
Mm.
And for
So-
context as well, each turn of the Sunbore itself is like 20 to 40 feet wide. Like the path you're walking on is this massive curve down the side of this thing.
Yeah, it's like a large road.
Yeah. As you all continue to move, I'm going to say, Sir Cousland, because of your perception check earlier, you notice that, and all of you would notice this as well, because now you picked up on these tracks. Around here, you see that they have been wiped. Like someone has intentionally brushed away a lot of these tracks at this point. But you all rolled high enough to notice them. But you also notice that they were purposely hid. And you look to your left, and you can see there is what looks like a bandage on the wall. But it seems to be taut, right? But half of it seems to have disappeared. Like you see there's bandage on the wall, and it goes forward, but then it disappears. But it still looks like it's taut on the wall.
And Cousland is the one that recognizes that
I would say so.
or sees it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I would produce my longsword and kind of try to peel the bandage up slightly. See if I can get it hanging off the edge of it.
As you pull it, it looks like it is affixed to the wall a little bit by some, like, you think maybe glue or something like that?
And frown and be like, what do you lot make of this?
If it's taut but it like disappears halfway through, like reaching out and like feeling it, is it like an illusion or something?
As you reach out to touch it, your hand disappears as well.
Oh, they got me. I'll pull my hand back and be like, witchcraft, my nemesis.
I hate this. But as you touch it, you also realize it is spider silk. And you know that is one of Tamor's signature bandages that he uses. And you recognize whatever this is, it looks like the wall in front of you is illusory off to one side of the tunnel to your left. And Tamor has left this marker here.
Would we know that this is how he, on missions that we've had with him before, is this a way that he marks for us to find the entrance to wherever we may be hidden at that point?
He's not used it before, but you know he is a clever adventurer, and he always has his medical bandages on him.
Okay.
You know what this means, though.
There's a few
Because
here.
I'm worried.
Yeah.
But at the moment,
Is this the same?
It looks like just the same black wall that is to your
Okay.
left as everything else. But you all know, at least some part here, you could walk into.
So, being the bravest of us all, I walk forward and kind of like, poke the torch head through it, and then, like slowly kind of walk in. Like,
So you step through. At the moment, where nothing's happened to Velka yet, but does anybody else do anything as he does? Are you walking right behind him, or are you waiting for a bit?
I'm gonna yell out to him. Hey! Still alive?
yeah.
We're about to find out. Velka, give me a perception check.
Perception.
Can I, as he's making that perception check, can I like walk through behind him? Just kind of like here he goes again on his own. And I pull my pistol out this time and want to walk behind him.
Sure. What'd you get on perception?
9.
Cool. You step in. It looks like a tunnel. Not like a creature dug it, though. It looks as though it is carved, and there is stone laid on the walls up to a certain height. And you can see with your torch out now, it reveals that the walls have an engraving on them. On both sides, it looks like maybe 10 foot up the wall, and the ceiling here is about 20 or 30 feet high, and the space itself is about 20 or 30 feet round. And on either sides of the walls, you can see there is an engraving of some long, cylindrical creature that extends farther down into the darkness of the tunnel ahead of you. And you can see, kind of like chipped in, there are engravings of little like larvae or pupa that are latched onto the side of it, like they are drinking from this long, massive, swollen thing.
So taking it in, hearing, the call from behind, it's like, yeah, dwarven tunnel, I think. It seems safe enough.
Since I've got dark vision, can I see like the end of that? Because you said it wasn't too deep.
No,
can I see like the end of that carving? Oh, it is. It's deeper than I can see.
It goes farther than 60 feet or 120 feet dark vision. It extends farther into the side of the mountain, off the side of the Sunbore. So at this point, it could go anywhere.
Okay.
After hearing that, I'm going to go ahead and follow them in.
Sure. Everyone give me a perception check as you step in.
Certainly no need to wait. Not as long as he's still alive on the other side.
Got a 12.
3.
17.
So Cousland again. Awesome. You step in. You've hunted tons of things down here. And immediately an offshoot tunnel hidden is like 30 red flags immediately. Right? So you're watching, you're looking, and as you step in, you look up. The ceiling is covered with sturges. All of them look very full. Latched to the ceiling.
So, with my knowledge of
Go ahead.
With my knowledge of sturges, am I under the impression that because they're full, they're not going to aggress upon us unless we start something with them?
You believe so.
I will kind of communicate that to the party and be like, look up, don't do anything weird. They're full, they won't fight with us.
With the 17, several of them are, injured as well.
Those look like they had a few bites taken out of them. Can I tell if it was, something biting into them, or if it's like a slice of a blade, or...
You think you would have to get closer to do a medicine check, but that comes...
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you could go up there and figure that out if you'd like. But there's dozens of them on the ceiling, and it seems that they line the ceiling going all the way back down the tunnel.
Yep. And I'll kind of point that out and be like...
see the carvings on the side of the wall going down.
Unless one of you have some explosives, I wouldn't pick a fight here, but your call.
He thinks for a moment and says, it feels like a wasted opportunity to have them all sitting in a barrel for us to shoot and not exterminate them, but...
I got explosives. I won't do anything this time, though. DM, I know I rolled a 3, but you did mention the writing on the wall. I figure even with a 3, I would see that, some type of etchings.
Out to you, the etchings, yeah. Everybody knows that the etchings are on the walls.
Would I be able to read it? Is it common, or...
Give me a religion check.
Religion. I'm going to switch to another dice, because these first 2 have been horrible.
Take out your religion dice.
Can I...
Definitely another 3.
Cool, nice.
So 4. Yep. Nothing.
It's creepy.
Okay.
Not much
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Okay.
Well, I would like to give her a try, seeing if I can decipher.
Yeah.
That is a 20.
Nice. This is a canonical depiction of the Lord of Worms. It is
Okay, I'll relay that to you.
like a worm eating itself that has found perfect digestion is always how he is described. In that he could eat himself and it would feed him because he got 100% energy from whatever he digested. And the goal of many of his followers was that perfect digestion, to be able to destroy something and remake it perfectly.
Like an alchemist type thing.
Yeah, like an alchemist type thing.
Okay.
And so that was the premise behind their experiments, just from my understanding.
You think that is the ultimate goal, but many people followed the Lord of Worms for many different reasons, right? But his big thing was mad scientists and torturers, those who are looking to break the rules of nature and see if you can make it better. You see this depiction, and it seems to snake down this tunnel further in.
Well, I guess the important thing is to look down, like those tracks that are being covered up. Do they like continue in here?
They do, and it seems once inside, the efforts to cover them has stopped.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Guess we keep going.
Yep. So is it like
the others?
How wide's the hallway?
About 20 feet, 20, 30 feet.
Oh, okay. So it's not like single.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna see where this goes.
As you all begin to move, are you all moving stealthily? Are you all investigating, or what? Are you just walking?
I mean,
blindly. Just let me know.
I'm pretty sure I need light, so I've got a torch. And I think Serrick has like the light cantrip on his staff or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like,
try and move quietly. Don't want to wake the guys up top, even if they're full.
Since we got a barbarian up front, I would like to establish that I'm taking up the rear.
Okay. I'll be right before you then.
Oh, I get to be in the middle. Lovely.
That's the wonderful.
I mean, there is enough room for us to be side by side. But,
there's a good reason.
Stealth rolls then?
Okay.
Yeah. So is it wide enough for us to go 2x2s, or?
It is wide enough to go 3x3 even.
3x3. Okay.
A lot of us in the front and rear.
Yeah, I'll be in the front. That's fine. But am I stealthing?
Stealth.
I will.
And
Flying V.
28.
Jeez. Good stealth.
Nice.
16.
That's a 6.
Get down low.
Yep.
I've still got a light in my hand, so who knows how much that matters. I'm being quiet.
But
if they're blind,
light here is a mixed bag, right? Because you get to see what's coming, but it detracts from your ability to stay hidden as well. So it's a mix. It's both, right? Because the things down here don't use light. As soon as they see it, they know that that's not from here.
How many of us all have dark vision?
I do.
I'm pretty sure I don't.
Just 2.
If I lead, would you be willing to just put your hand? Well, you're a Goliath and I'm a gnome, so maybe like on the top of my head, and I'll lead you.
You want me to like parry you, and you can?
I have a gnome flashlight. It just tells me where to go. Gnome PS.
Gnome light.
Yeah.
GPS. You don't even have to change the initials.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, I rolled a 1.
Cool, nice. That's awesome.
Get the bad ones out of the way.
Out
Right.
front, I guess, then is the Goliath and Gnome, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I don't like the idea of walking in the dark, but if our expert hunter says we should, I suppose.
Well, it's up to you, because there are benefits to not having light, and there are benefits to having it. So I don't want to. It's a double-edged sword either way. Do you want to get caught in the dark,
these things
or do you
don't
want
even have
something to catch you
eyes.
because it has light?
Okay, so the idea is going to be they can see what's happening. So like if we stealth, we might be able to get the drop on something. But once combat like starts, I'm gonna have to like light something, right? Like I mean that's
it's gonna have to be some light to see.
Yeah, but you know if 4/5 of the party can get like a surprise round or something on a monster, I mean it's worth it, right? So yeah, sure.
Goliath and Gnome, you're out front. Give me an investigation check, as you all are just keeping an eye out for things, quote unquote. Goliath, you can do it with disadvantage.
Okay.
That is a nat 20.
Okay.
A 3.
That's
Join the
good
club.
news. That's great, because that first, it makes thematic sense, right? The Goliath is just blind, walking, doing his best.
Yep.
Blackwire, you hold your hand up to have him stop, because on the ground in front of you, there is a line of thread that seems to pass from the left and right of the tunnel. And as you look with a natural 20, you can see on both sides of the tunnel, hidden in the rock, there seem to be these cylinders that are built into the side of the rock. And the cylinders on the inside, you can see glints of glowing metal.
Oh, all right. Hold here. Those of you who can see, come closer, slowly. Do you see this wire? And they lead to these cylinders against both sides of this cavern.
Ceiling critters wouldn't have liked that.
I don't know if these tools will help. Can I try to disarm them and keep them for myself?
Yep.
It's like
Somehow,
grenades.
You've been rolling,
Please,
hey, you've been rolling like fire.
I know, right?
One
So-
that zone.
I'm gonna.
I'm gonna take a few steps back.
I would like to reiterate I'm at the back of the group.
I feel my team knows me,
I'm
and they would have all stepped back.
I'm gonna set the stage for this. You look at it, you see there's two parts to this machine. There's the firing of whatever's inside the cylinder and the tripwire that is connected to it. As you look at the tripwire, you know if you mess up and this triggers, this thing's going to fire, right? So your object is to remove the tripwire so that you can still use the tube as a weapon later if you want to.
Right.
Right? Okay. As you're looking in, it doesn't look like there is a single knife or blade inside of here. It looks like there is a collection of maybe 20 needles. And as you're looking at the aim of this thing, it is not pointed at where the feet of the tripwire would be. It is pointed to the ceiling.
So
So
they're
it's
like
set for
vertical?
monsters.
It is set vertically.
Okay.
Would you like to try this? Or, literally, you all can walk right by it. I'm just going to say that out. You got a natural 20 on the perception check, so I have to honor that. At this point, you could literally walk right by this, but then you'd be leaving these cool weapons here.
Yeah, stay true to your character, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to take those. I'm not gonna lie.
So
It is a thieves'
before you try to
tool.
take those,
I will tell everybody to go over it first.
Cousland will kind of clap you on the shoulder and be like, I've seen you do this 1,000 times. You've got this. Don't worry about it. And I will hit you with commander die that will give you an additional D8.
Yes.
Good. Good.
Appreciate that, boss. Hey, why don't y'all go ahead and go on over it first? That way, if anything happens, you know how these things can get.
Does Serrick have guidance as well?
Right.
I could help you in so many
actually,
ways.
you know what? I'm going to tap you on the shoulder as I cross by.
But
And if it comes to the worst of it, I'll
take your advice.
Can always raise you up as a zombie. But I'll also cast guidance on you.
Okay. So guidance is what, a D4? Okay.
Thieves tool check.
$11, $7, 18 plus 3, 21 plus, is that Dex?
Yep.
2, so 23.
Yo, y'all helping him was a really good idea.
we can't activate these ceiling things.
You look up and you see, these were definitely pointed at the Sturges above you. And the Sturges line this whole cavern. You keep the tension, pull, and just with a quick tie, you stake it into the ground at the appropriate distance. Both of them do not fire. You're able to release the tension, and you can acquire 2 needle guns.
Yeah.
They are 15-foot cones, and they deal 3d4 damage.
Not bad.
Which is not a
All right.
lot. You get the feeling that the damage these guns did wasn't the point of them. Okay.
Never
It was to
doubted
wake
you
them
for a
up.
second.
Yeah, appreciate that, boss. All right, let's get this moving.
Okay. You all continue to move down this tunnel. Lights off, and you are moving as quietly as you can. You are watching the depictions of this massive worm on both sides. They're starting to change. The images of the small, larvae are developing. They're changing. You see further down that looks like the larvae are much larger, feeding on the side of this thing. And as you get closer, you can see the larvae turn into larger worms that are maybe depicted as the size of a horse. And then you see as you keep going down the hall, you see it changes smaller again. And you can see depictions of dwarves, humans, kobolds, goblins, different races, all suckling on the side of this massive worm, pulling nutrition from the Lord of Worms. And you can see this menagerie of creatures that have worshipped this thing over the eons. You move closer and closer until ahead of you, perhaps 30 or 40 feet. Oh, nope, before that, as you all travel, and it takes about 10 minutes to get down this tunnel. It is quite a way that it winds. But you start to hear something. It sounds like dozens of metal blades dancing, clashing against each other and churning. It is loud. And you start to pick it up, echoing down the tunnel.
Have the walls changed at all? Not pictures, but structure wise, are they different types of stones now?
Stone seems the same, but it does look like the stone here is better taken care of.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it? Whatever.
Well, okay, so we can hear something ahead of us, but we can't see it yet.
Correct.
So, are we coming up to like an intersection or a turn or anything?
Not yet. As you continue to move, you can see that the sound gets louder and louder. Eventually, you can see ahead of you. It's like a wall has been built, where like out of the same stone that's on the side in front of you, and the wall has very clearly a very wide open door. And you can see the depictions of the worm crawling up the side of the wall, down and into the door, and beyond. But you all are far enough away, you hear this noise coming from the inside of it, and it seems to be leading into some structure built underground. At this point, I will ask what you all would like to do.
I know Zephyr will glance over at Davrin and Serrick. Either you boys got some lights that dance around or anything, or should I just shoot a firebolt down there?
I still know you could always throw a rock.
Let's try to be a little more subtle.
I was just meaning
Let me
light,
call.
that was all.
No, you're right.
Let me call a friend of mine. I'm gonna go ahead and conjure a spirit to investigate for us.
Does he have a
What ability
name?
are you using? Yes.
I'm sorry.
What ability are you using?
My pet ghost. So it's like a find familiar spell.
Yep. The ghost just has some unique properties.
Cool. Does he have a name?
He's dead. Why does he need a name?
Well, I mean, if it's a pet.
Right.
Thomas.
Hey, he
Not
could
sure
be
why.
dead guy, yeah, nameless. Who knows?
I asked for his name. He didn't remember. So I thought it'd be disrespectful to name him something that was not his name given in life.
Understandable. Touche.
On the other hand, I call him Jim.
I just kind of like bump him on the shoulder. That was a good one.
My friend, would you please go through this doorway and tell us what you find?
What does you expect to look like?
I'm sorry.
What does he look like?
He is a dwarf. He's dressed like in commoner's clothing. He doesn't look like he died like a violent death or anything. There's no wounds. He's just this common dwarf. Can't remember his name, but he's friendly. Does what I ask of him. Treat each other as old pals.
Now, this is from Crypt Domain, right? This is a subclass that
Yes.
we're using today. That creature, if I'm not mistaken, can turn invisible. Is that right?
In the latest version, it can be intangible but not invisible.
Okay.
So it can go through walls, but not like it is like visible, right? Because especially it sounds like you're wanting yours to be like a full body apparition, not like a little wisp or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I was expecting like a little like bed sheet ghost, just a little. But
go ahead then, because I think the goal is to be stealthy about it, right? You're not trying to spook anything in there, but you can see through this creature's eyes as you're moving. If you would like, it can kind of like go into the ground for the most part. It kind of hover and look.
They keep his eyes. Okay.
It moves forward, and you see those designs continue into here. It is dark, but thankfully you have the ability to see in the dark. And this was a dwarf. They live underground all the time. You look in, and you can see there is a large chamber here. Give me a stealth check. And I'm going to just say for a ghost, I'm going to give it a +3, and we'll move on.
Oh, I got a 17.
Awesome. So, it is able to move quite stealthy and move right on in here. And as it lurks in, you can see a couple of things. First, in front of you, it looks like a very circular wooden table is set. In the middle of it, there's a massive, like, stone flat, like a flat top in the middle. And you can see underneath it is where that sound is coming from. And inside of this room, off to the left, there is what looks like a cabinet of some kind. Off to the right, though, there is a worm. It is 7, 8, 10 feet long, around there, coiled up, and behind it is a wagon that seems to be hitched to this worm. And in the room, scattered about to the left and right, next to these depictions, where you see these two, like, sides where all these depictions of different creatures are still suckling on this worm, it seems to knot and coil at the front of the room in this intricate knot design that seems messy and asymmetrical. And all scattered throughout the room, there are around a dozen or so kobolds. Each of them seem to be okay, for lack of a better term. You can't hear what they're talking about too much because of the sound of this grating inside. But all of them, strangely, seem to have, like, boils on them. They are not spread all over. All of them have one large boil. Some of them have it on their neck, some of them have it on their stomach, some on their leg, on their arm, but all of them share this trait of just one large swollen boil. All of them do look to be dark black scaled kobolds, and that boil seems to come out in pinkish skin because the scales haven't been able to grow onto them. But they all seem to kind of move and unfortunately slosh in this area. You see that a couple of them are tending to the worm itself, and a few others are conversing about something you can't make out. And a few are just at the table eating something.
Okay. After that visual, all right, guys. I think we might have a bit problem. The room ahead, about a dozen kobolds, and one giant worm. There's something off about the kobolds. They all have boils, and not multiple, just one big boil per kobold. I don't think I've seen anything like it before.
They're helping the worm.
That's what it looks like.
Sounds like enemies to me.
But we need information.
Worm cultists.
There are two ways. You can try and get it out of them friendly like, if anyone wants to try that. Might turn nasty really quick. Or I did bring a truth serum with me.
Would any of you happen to have, like, a disguise self spell?
Yes.
Well, I mean, you're good at pretending to be people, right? You think you could transform yourself into a disgusting little kobold and talk to them nicely?
I could, but I hate to tell this to you as someone who often has to do this kind of thing. When you and your 10 friends see a person you don't know approaching, even if they look like you, you're going to think that's weird.
I mean, do we need all of them? Because I can easily re-rig these to the front door and we can just pull the string.
Just bonk one on the head. We'll wake him up later.
No,
I mean, they don't do a lot of damage, right? So if we put them both in, aim them into the room, That's a 15-foot cone crossed over. Somebody's liable to talk.
We only need one of them, right?
Yeah, you might hit the worm if you took that approach, and then what happens next?
I'll burn it to death like I do with everything else.
I will look over to our death cleric and be like, "Do you need them alive to talk?"
As a matter of fact, I do not.
Well, it's an option if things go bad.
Velka just like cracks his nut.
So, how are you all approaching? Are you going to try to sneak in? Are you going to rig things up? What you going to do?
I think we want to rig the door, then bait them towards us. Is that the plan?
That was my idea.
Okay.
I'll come up with you, see if we can do it quietly. Then we have to do a step back. Let the others be loud.
Sounds like a plan.
I can do that.
It is really loud here. You can hear that churning under, like, where that stone is. You hear that, and it's drowning out most things. You think sneaking here is actually quite easy. If you would like, go ahead. The two that are going up to rig these things, give me a stealth check.
Another 28.
Finally.
So it's at disadvantage because I've got my strength is not at all. I have no strength, so it's at disadvantage. But I still rolled a 12, so 17.
Okay. I don't know why your strength is a factor in that at all, but
I guess because of what I'm wearing. Are we like encumbrance type deal? Well, no, the scale mail is what gave me disadvantage.
scale mail that gives you
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
what's
just
going on.
it's just
Right.
the armor.
I couldn't figure out an armor that was like just medium armor that I wouldn't.
No,
You know what I mean?
that's
That
not
wouldn't
the
give me
thing.
disadvantage.
It costs a bit to get armor that does that. So you're right.
Okay.
But 17 is pretty good given the situation because their perception is actually lowered because of that thing that's in there. Both of you are able to very easily set these traps up to the left and right, and then rejoin your group. However, the idea of getting their attention with sound, you don't think will work.
I can use my friend to draw them towards us.
Yeah, or just light a torch. I mean, that'd be super easy to get their attention.
Hey, Velka.
From the doorway, how far away are they?
They're
Can they see
right
the doorway?
outside the door, yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Velka. Remember that off the table move you did at the last tavern brawl, where you had the flame in your hand?
You'll have to be more specific.
You think you can do it off a wall and just stand there in front of the door with the flame?
Yeah, it seems easy enough.
So the move I'm thinking about is something to where like he's to stand there, and as they come, he just kind of jumps off the wall and then just like Jaguar lariats on top of them, right? But it's after they've come through the door, so they've already been like spiked.
Yeah, Velka, I mean, like you said, you had to be more specific. You've done that 20, 30, 40 times.
Yeah, easy enough.
This time for me. Play something nice. Have an inspiration.
There you go. Now you have inspiration.
I
I
want to see
will
this.
say those traps will have to be manually fired.
That's fine. I plan to have a rope, something tied toward the rope that's connecting them to yank it, and so they both fire off at the same time.
Okay, easy enough.
So I guess only the center of the cones would cross
I'm
to catch
looking
both of them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's I misjudged it. It's actually a wider tunnel than I remembered. It's 50 feet wide. So you can have one on one side and one on the other easily enough. And you can just have it rigged to string to go off. I'm going to say then you will probably have to be up closest in order to be able to pull the string to have this fire off. The rest of you all, are you going to hang back? How far back do you want to hang?
Well, I'm gonna be like the decoy, right? Like standing behind the string, I assume, so that. So I assume the idea is they're gonna come running at me as an enemy, and then that's what's gonna hit the trap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So like I'm the decoy, so I'm up front, I assume.
I'm gonna stick with you, Cousland.
So if it's possible, in prep, I would like to pull off my shotgun, and at the beginning of the day, I went ahead and did over reliable on it. So I've basically tapped it, and it's now you start to see the magic, like this embers fire start sparking through the grooves in the shotgun barrel, and I lay down and just aim down the hallway right where I need to be. I don't care if he's standing over me or what he needs to, you know what I mean? But I'm just kind of like laying there waiting. And then if they get to the point where I need to fire, if I feel like, you know, they're kind of about to cross that threshold, I have a question first, mechanics. With the special ammo, because I have to use a sorcery point for those to go, I'm assuming on the round, can I do them the same round? Is that like a bonus action to use a sorcery point and then I can still fire, or no?
Okay, so the gun mage is definitely like kind of, it was the hardest to kind of get like the mind around about like how the action economy works.
Mm-hmm.
So like which special like shot are you trying to do?
I was looking at like either the blazing or the web casing.
Okay. So if I remember right, it's not really even like an action or a bonus action. It's so like if you're using your sorcery point to actually 1 second.
Or was a spell slot for your
Yeah. Okay, that's what was confusing me. So if you want to do like the web casing, you would use a first level spell slot, right, to make the shot. But then you can use meta magic on top of it. So like you could double the range, or you could double the duration, or you could like do a multi attack, right? Like two shots, right?
Okay.
The same way that you can like kind of multicast with like a sorcerer.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Then I will ask: do any of you want to keep them alive, or do you want them dead?
I mean, I can
need to know before.
I mean, I can do
have one at the very least.
Yeah, I mean, we can just non-lethal one of them. That's fine.
Yeah, try to keep one of them alive, but the rest go wild.
Especially that.
All right.
Okay.
You will have surprised them. So, I'm going to start by just having everyone roll initiative, and I'll drag you all on over to the map.
Understood.
20.
Are we using the Roll20 turn tracker, or are we just rolling?
We can. Let's use the turn tracker. It usually works pretty good. There we go. Go ahead and click your character, and then... Well, you don't have to. You can just tell me. I can put it in the turn tracker.
I got a 20.
All right. My initiative's +2. Is yours higher?
Yeah. No, my initiative's +2 as well. How do you want to do that?
I think
DM. Was it a nat 20 or
if it's together, you all choose.
No, it's dirty 20.
Dirty 20? My dex is a +2, but I'm laying down. So you go first, because I'm just going to be laying there.
Okay.
Yeah.
My initiative is a 21.
21. Perfect.
You were actually in there, Velka.
14, right? And then we got Velka, Cousland, and then 2. Let's see. Blackwire, what was yours? You said.
Dirty 20.
Blackwire's a 30-20.
And where is like on the map? Like where's the wire?
He is going to manually pull. They're going to be both here and here. On the left and right sides of the thing, looking to fire in.
Okay.
Let's go here. Blackwire at 20. And we need one more. Who is the zone? We're gonna put you, and I'm just gonna put you at a 19. Okay. Initiative oftentimes is the whole fight. So, we will start here. Everybody see where you are? Where did No, you're over here because you got to pull the thing.
Where? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So where are they at again?
One of them is going to be here, and I'm going to say you have it rigged to be here, and then here. So you'll have to pull the trigger.
So they're aiming, like the cones are aiming in like that.
Yes. So they should hit this point right here. As far it should go in and hit
right in there. Okay.
Go ahead and place everywhere else where you guys want to be, because you all do get the drop on them. You'll be able to initiate how you want this to go.
Which unfortunately, if we're doing this, we gotta wait for them to hit the trap before we really start.
Yeah.
So surprise round's probably wasted.
You all can hold action though, which will give you an action held that will trigger at a certain thing. Or you can all hide off to the side and hold some ranged attacks until after the trap goes off. Because I think the idea was to make the ghost be the decoy instead of you all, instead of the Goliath.
We do it around, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Because if that's the case,
Along
you
with
can wait
me,
until the trap goes off once they go after the ghost.
If you want, I mean, I got a good 60. I can throw a firebolt in. It's not wasting a spell slot. I can throw a firebolt at somebody, which will start whittling away. It'll get their attention, and they'll come running towards me, which is going to put them right at that intersection spot. Because it'll bring them all right there.
Y'all are making a lot of assumptions. Let's go ahead.
True. This is also true. It's very true.
We'll see how this goes. At the moment, is this where everybody is going to be when things start? Because you could go somewhere and then have it. Because I think from what you all, it sounded like your intention was to draw them first, fire the trap, and then jump. And I think the idea that does that best is the ghost. Because otherwise, old dude is you just have a barbarian standing there, and then he doesn't get to have the jump on anyone. If you would like to, if you would like to give me an athletics check to crawl up a little bit on the wall to be ready to drop on someone, you can do that. I will allow that.
Let's say.
Also, at this point, there are no longer sturges on the ceiling.
That's good to know.
Good to know.
I mean,
not actually.
You can pull yourself right
I'm
up
not
the
gonna
wall,
leave.
and you are looking pretty, ready to go. apparition appears. Let me see if I don't know if I. Oh, I do. I do freaking have a ghost. Hold on. That's back in the olden days. There you go.
I'd best not leave you alone, Mr. Blackwire. He's doing such a good job.
So, what do you command your ghost to do, Mr. Jim?
All right, I'm gonna have him pop up right in the middle of this table. He's a little playful fellow, so
Does the ghost take damage?
He can't take damage.
Okay.
He has an AC of 11, if I remember correct.
And how many hit points?
35.
I may have that backwards. Maybe it's hit point is one thing.
I mean, it's a familiar. It's probably like one hit to kill.
Yeah, he's right. It's 1 hit point. AC 11, 1 hit point.
Cool, tight. I think then something happens that might change your all's plans a little bit, because you move it to go into this area here, and you move through that stone that's there, and for a flash, you get the image of like dozens of whirling blades right beneath that stone that just eviscerate the ghost as soon as he steps right on it.
Do the kobolds notice?
No, I would say no. Because the sound, and you recognize, that's what that sound is.
All right, plan B.
Okay, I'll just...
Plan B? Come on, tell me it's plan B. Tell me we're going with plan B.
Yep.
All right. I will then cast a firebolt at this guy, the guy with the yellow dot next to the wagon.
Sure.
Next to the worm with the wagon.
Okay.
That one.
Roll to hit.
That is going to be 24.
Yeah, that hits. Give me damage.
Wow. 5, 11.
Okay.
11.
So a thing happens. First, from the darkness, you fire this bolt out. The cobalt is kind of like looking at the worm, just trying to watch it and take care of it. And it looks like it's not petting it, but like pushing it in places. And suddenly, a massive hole in its side appears, blows open a section of the thing. It looks down, looks back towards the entrance, and you can see that sack on its body deflate. And the wound on it swells with blood and scabs over immediately. It then yells in Draconic, "Intruders."
But did the pole did the swelling thing come back?
It did not.
Okay.
Okay.
But
And then I
think everyone else is holding action. Tell me, because this is your surprise round right now. Everyone tell me what action you are holding and what is your trigger. We will go down initiative order with Velka.
So after the trap is triggered, the next one that comes within like leaping range, kind of like jump down and actually hold on. I think I elbow drop. There you go.
nice.
I think that's pretty sure that's one of my signature moves. 1 second. There it is.
Yeah, buddy.
I want to see it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. That's the wrong description. I'm going to check these while you're doing this.
That's fine. But you can prep an elbow drop easy enough. Blackwire, what you going to prep?
I am prepping Sacred Flame.
Okay, after the trap goes off? Is that what your plan is?
After the trap goes off.
Okay.
Nearest kobold. That comes by.
Sure. Nearest kobold after the trap goes off. Zone. You can still prep an action.
Trap is, of course, once the trap goes off.
Actually, I will say you have to
whoever
prep activating the trap.
the trap.
Because you're
Okay, I was wondering.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'm with that.
And then Sir Cousland.
So Cousland will shoot at the nearest hostile creature once the trap is activated with his gat, and that will be his held action.
Sounds good. And then Sir Crowe.
Immediately once they start yelling greater invisibility.
It's a very good spell. I'm going to mark a little thing here. Let's see what I got.
What do we got?
I'll use this one for now. That means you invisible. Sure, yeah, you don't have to hold it. You just do it. So now you're invisible.
Mm-hmm.
So they will begin their turn because they actually are last in initiative.
Oh, can I cast elemental ammunition
Is that
on?
action?
It's an action to cast it. It looks like it's a touch action to cast it. So I just want to cast it on the first bullet in my chamber for after.
I will let you do it because I feel like you were prepping beforehand. I'm not gonna say it can't.
Appreciate
in
it.
initiative, it wouldn't have happened. But before you got to this
Right.
point, you would have prepared an element to pull it, so that's fine.
Okay.
So you
Okay.
have that ready to go. The thing that moves first, actually, is the worm.
Okay, so I have to ask this as well for technical, because it's a spell slot to use it, and I have Chaos Caster. So if I use a spell slot, something goes off.
So
That was why I was asking. Yeah.
So the first spell. Okay, yeah. So as soon as anytime you use a spell slot, yeah, you got to roll that. So
I gotta roll a D8.
A D8, and if it's a 1, then something happens.
Right.
Would you rule that if he's using it for not a spell but an ability?
If he's using a spell slot, yeah.
Okay. And roll a d8.
Okay. It's a 7, so we're good. Okay.
The thing that moves first actually is this worm. That will get right here in the range of the traps if you want to fire them off.
Yes. I will go ahead and fire those. Do I need to roll anything other than the damage, or
Yeah, actually just roll. I think will it get to a point where both of them will hit it? And I think not. Yeah. I'm gonna say the one closest to you goes off. So just roll 3d4.
3d4. Okay. 2, 4, 8.
And it got an 18 on the die, so it does save the thing. But it does take 8 points of damage as it does so.
Okay.
But it looks furious, and I'm going to do a quick check here. I think it has enough movement to get to you. It do. It's going to slink right at you, buddy. I apologize.
Will that trigger my ranged attack as it's coming in?
I believe so. Because I know you all said kobolds, but I think giant word qualifies.
Giant horrible words. Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
So yes, go for it.
Okay.
That is a 16.
16 hits.
And is this keyword abomination, or I'm sorry, monstrosity?
It is a monstrosity.
So that would be an additional 6 damage right there then.
Sweet.
Ooh.
So 16 plus 6?
So it would be 5 damage plus 6 damage.
11.
11.
All right. It is still up, but you do hit it. Someone had Sacred Flame ready to go, though, right?
Yes. The worm has to make a dex save of 14.
Ooh. 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 11.
All right. Takes 2d8 radiant,
Oh, it died.
and that's
Nice.
5. 5.
5 points of damage. That's radiant damage, ain't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As this thing comes hurtling through the darkness towards you, it gets peppered with needles, shot in the face with a crossbow, and it's about to reach out, and you can see unfurling beneath it are 2 like praying mantis claws that come from underneath its throat, and it's reaching out towards you, and then it just reels back in pain as this light lights it up from underneath and just peels it back, and it rots away in front of you. Yeah, it dies. Good job.
Easy clap.
I'm sitting there. I look back over. I was like, appreciate that. Yeah, that was good. That was real good.
Good, bad, really bad.
Good. Ooh, I'm sitting here hyperventilating.
So that one is out of commission as it starts. The rest of them will begin their movement.
Ooh.
This one will go here. This one will go here. This one will step here. This one will step
Oh, I don't like
here.
what they're doing.
I don't like whatever sacrifice to the horrible blades they're about to do.
5, 10,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna have to end all that.
20, 25, 30, 35, 40,
I've got a plan.
50.
Oh, I can't wait to see your plan.
I have a feeling I understand.
Mm-hmm. I got a feeling.
They seem to.
And that marble is where all the blades came out, yes?
Yes. At the moment, they only know where one of you are. They actually are not going to. No, these 2 guys. This guy is going to run at you.
Aw, dummy.
He's not smart. This guy's going to run here. And I feel like you can fire the other one at this dude as he starts
Okay.
moving in. So go ahead and roll 3d4. We'll roll a dex save for this guy. Oh, he succeeds. How much damage you
3,
do?
7, 9. I have never rolled that good on D4 in my life.
9?
9 damage.
Jeez. Okay. It looks like it kills him. You see all the piercings go into him again, and then the sac on his throat deflates, and it just pushes the needles out his back.
Oh, heck, not again.
But he looks like that hurt him bad.
Yeah.
The one that is over here, let's see. He's gonna move in. You're okay. As it stands right now, you're still the only target any of them know about.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is going to just try to attack you. Oh, he's not. No, he will not, because his dude got peppered with arrows. He's not going to do that. He's going to step right here, and he's going to shoot you with his crossbow, as will everyone else. So we're just going to deal with this.
So I am laying down.
They have disadvantage because of that.
Okay.
That's actually how it works.
Prone is the
9 to
strongest
hit.
condition.
It is really
Right.
good for ranged. 9 to hit.
No.
10 to hit.
Nope.
8 to hit.
Nope.
12 to hit.
Nope.
7 to hit.
Nope.
13 to hit.
Nope.
Did I just see a wall of arrows come down?
8 to hit.
Tonk, tonk, tonk.
Nope.
Hey, that prone saved you. There were nat 20s in there, buddy. Like,
Yeah,
as they
those-
just
those-
unleash a volley of arrows, and you see them, they don't look like they have scavenged equipment either.
I feel like I should get a reaction attack off of that just as a
And they
gunner.
also- but they all like and they fire and very quickly reload and prepare for another volley.
Okay.
That is their go. And they actually not too many moved farther out because I know what they do, and they're not gonna just rush out there. Mostly because they have ranged weapons. They were gonna try to pack tactics you, but the spray of needles stopped that from happening. And they couldn't be close enough. So they're gonna hold off here and wait and reload and just get ready to do it again. Top of the initiative, I think that's no, that's not Blackwire. Who else? What's going on?
It was me.
Yes,
I'm 20. Yeah.
there we go. Velka,
All right.
you're up.
Yeah.
So nobody came close enough for me to elbow drop. So kind of
Really?
drop from the wall, and I'm I'm about to do what's called a pro game.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Go on.
So first, obviously, you need to rage as you go as a barbarian.
You must.
I will use my 30 feet of movement and let him slap me.
Oh, Velka's just barreling right past.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, a thing happens as you step past this line here.
Mm-hmm.
The one that
Uh-huh.
had gotten hit first is going to fire what looks like a bazooka at you.
Oh, we playing them games. They can see me, and I'm straight calling that out. I'm yelling, "Oh, y'all playing like that? All right."
But instead of like a bullet that comes out of it, there is very clearly a wrapped net that fires out at you.
I'm not
And
worried.
I need you. Actually, am I going to roll for this? No. I need you to give me a strength save. Well, it's strength or dex, and I feel like in this instance is actually going to be a dex saving throw.
Do I get advantage from that for danger sense?
You do.
Okay. So an 8.
Ooh.
It's not great.
Ooh.
The net
Yeah,
goes on top of you, and you are grappled.
that's fine. Because, is there some?
There is a thing that happens. Oh, that's bad. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. You take 18 points of acid damage as the net is lined with some acidic substance.
All right, and that's going to go through the rage, so that's full damage. All right. Well, you know, the netting like hits and like starts to burn in, and he grits his teeth, but I'm still gonna do what I planned on,
Okay.
and I believe I'm within 60 feet of everybody.
Except there's the one sneaky dude at the
Yeah.
back, but yeah.
Oh yeah, one way back there. Okay, so everyone except him needs to make a wisdom save for this very. So basically, this is walking in and going, "You kobolds are like babies. You cannot touch me."
Nice.
To add to
So
this,
it's-
he's standing in a burning neck and not flinching. Like,
Yeah, so it's a taunt that requires a wisdom save, and if they fail, they have to attack.
okay,
They have advantage, but I get a damage threshold. So if any attack hits me but doesn't do at least 8 damage, I don't take any damage from it.
Ooh.
that's sick.
Okay.
I like that.
That's
like
one of
that.
your that's a 6th level ability, right? That's a higher level ability.
Yes, yeah, it's once per rest.
So they have advantage on it. So whenever I do a bunch of guys, I just go top down, left to right. So we'll see, and whichever one gets it, I will just mark them really quick.
They have advantage on the wisdom save.
Did you say they have advantage or disadvantage?
They have advantage on attack rolls if they attack.
Oh, if they attack you, got you. Okay.
Yeah, so it's a
wisdom save.
Yeah, so it's a wisdom save DC 15.
Cool. Top one fails. We will give him a lull. Let's just do. I like this one. It looks like a fissure. Everybody who's scared will get a little fissure icon. Oh man, you said the DC's what?
It's 15 because it's my signature move DC, which is like 8 plus strength plus con, I believe.
This is gonna go poorly for them. I feel like already. It'll be easier to mark which ones succeed.
Or I'm sorry, 8 plus proficiency plus strength. It's spellcasting DC, but for strength. So.
Gotcha. 2. Golly, come on, guys. Come on. Nope. So 2 of them succeed.
Okay.
The rest
But
of them look at
are
you,
taunted. Yeah.
and they're like, "Who's this guy coming into our house like this?" I guess they talk like this now. Who's this guy coming to the house telling us what we can and can't do? You know what? This one. This one gets all the smoke. Everyone. This one gets the smoke.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, 2 of them look like they are not paying attention, but the rest of them, they're all just ready to murder you.
I mean, yeah, because so like I'm using my action to taunt, so I'm gonna like do like a flex as I get the hardened damage threshold, right? And yeah, I mean, so I'm using I'm using my action, so they all just attack me. So let's
That changes.
let's see if I survive this next round.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
That's-
Uh-huh.
I appreciate that. Sure.
So many of them.
Yeah, because as soon as they come for you, they come out the
Blackwire,
woodworks.
here
We
we
lighten
go.
them up.
Blackwire, you go.
All right. I'm going to. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do another Sacred Flame against this kobold that's closest to me.
Okay.
And then again, it's a Dex save 14.
This one right here.
No, it would be. Where am I at? I'm over on the right side, so this one right over here.
This one over here.
Oh, is this one dead? Right? I'm sorry, I can't figure out how to select them.
Just hold your mouse down. You can ping which one you want.
Is this one dead? Oh, I probably
none of them are dead
Sorry.
as of yet. So, are you trying to hit?
Sorry,
the
I
one?
meant this one.
Yes, he's not dead. He's back up.
Okay. Awesome. Sorry, that's what I'm aiming for.
Okay. Dex save. He fails. Any damage you do to him immolates him. And now they are aware there are more than just the one dude. And it seems like they are being assaulted, so they are aware of this now and will be acting accordingly. But this dude burns up.
And I will use my bonus action to cast Healing Word on Velka.
Yeah, barbarian hit points go a long way.
Yeah.
Now, with the grandstanding, do they have to attack you, or do they just have
So if
advantage
they-
on attacking you?
So if they fail the wisdom save, the point is that, you know, they have to attack you if they can.
Got you. And it lasts for 1 round, is that it?
Yeah, and it's a once per rest thing.
Okay. That's not bad. I like the fact it's 1 round, and then it's just so for at least 1 round, everyone knows they're safe and can move. But after that, it goes back to them trying to kill everyone. Sir Cousland.
Yes. So firstly, Cousland's going to move this far, which will trigger tip of the spear. So if anyone wants to move closer to an enemy, they may spend half of their movement to do so.
Oh, lovely.
I'm grappled. I don't think I can do that.
Step into range over here, and he's going to do a big old great sword swing. For 13 points of damage.
So do we get to do that with your turn or just on our turn?
It's right. It's like, here, I'll post the thing.
5.
I assume it was a reaction right now.
Yeah, you can use reaction to it.
This is head of the spear.
Oh, cool. Well, then I'm just going to stand up. I'm not going to move. I'll just stand up.
Yep.
The only caveat to that is you have to move towards an enemy.
Yep.
If you're moving with him.
So can I crawl?
You can crawl.
Can I crawl forward?
So
How would-
you would use
how
half
would that
of
work?
half your speed. So you would move just 1 block, 1 or 2 blocks.
1 block. Okay, never mind. Then I'll just wait.
Is this thing still alive after 13 damage?
Yes, but you can see your first cut like takes its arm off, and then that blood sac seals it back up.
Does it look like it's in pain, or it's just like this happens and it doesn't respawn much?
It responded. It hurt a lot.
All right, let's do it again.
Okay.
That'll be a 24 for 11 more damage.
Yeah, and then he dies.
Alrighty, and then we will. We're gonna go ahead and plant our banner on the ground.
Okay.
So Cousland will produce his regalia, throw it on the ground, and all of you will pick one of these features to apply to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You get
Yes.
an extra melee attack, heal, get some temp hit points, or a +2 to your AC and advantage on dex saves until the next turn.
So I will, and yep, all of you get to pick one of those. I'm going to go ahead and roll my 1d8 for the temp HP. And that will be my turn.
What level
where are
is
you
that
pull-
ability as well? That's a 6th level ability for you?
I'll have to look.
Don't worry about it. For now, that's Sir Cousland's turn.
There's something for clarity. That ability plants a physical banner that can be destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
It's a target for, because it's a continuous effect until it's destroyed.
Mm-hmm. And it is obvious that the energy is coming out of this thing to empower your allies. For anyone who has like a magical sense. You don't know if these kobolds have a magical sense and are aware of it, but you think if someone had like a knowledge and attunement with the weave, they might be able to pick it up. In this instance, though, we will move on to Mr. Crowe.
Quick question.
And
Did I get skipped in initiative, or was me pulling the thing part of it?
Oh, no, that's you first, actually. You're right.
oh, we better do that first. All right.
Cool. I will stand up.
Go for it.
Not a problem. I will move. I got 30 feet, so 15 feet
Uh-huh.
at an angle. So kind of coming up right behind Cousland.
Sure.
Maybe like I think 2 blocks away from him.
Mm-hmm.
So, hold up, egg. See if I can move myself. Oh no, I need the pointer. Pointer will do it. If I can stop clicking on his banner. There we go. All right.
Thank you.
Boom. There.
Banner 7th
Sorry.
level. That's a high level ability. That's good.
I'm gonna take the extra ranged attack to the end of my turn.
Sure.
Due to his banner. I am going to also spend a sorcery point and twin spell it.
Okay.
So you see the damage from my elemental will be fire for this one from the elemental bullet. I'm going to hit the 2 in front of me, in front of the pillar.
Okay. Roll to hit.
So number 1 and number 2. So I got a natural 20 on 1.
Sure.
And then I got a 14 on the other.
A what team?
14.
14. That still hits.
Okay.
The first one you see on a nat 20, it blows this thing's head clean off. And you see the pump of blood try to pump and reform its head, but it just kind of squirts out onto the ground, and it falls over dead immediately. The other one does some damage.
All right, so it's 3d8 plus 2d10.
Jeez. He's muted. You're muted.
Which special shot were you using?
The elemental ammo.
So that's a spell, right?
Yeah, so it went onto the bullet in the rifle prepped before, right?
Okay, and you already did your roll for that, I think.
So I did the roll for
rolled a 7 earlier.
the 7. Yeah.
He just hasn't fired his. He's been pulling poppet strings this whole time and hasn't fired the bullet.
8, 16, 13 plus 7 is 21, plus 3 is 24, plus 5 is 29.
Sweet. You blow into this thing as well, but it seems that sack is able to refill this one. So he is still alive, but barely.
Okay. Then I'm going to take my second shot. Can I hit the one in the back?
You can try.
Also, because I did a sorcerer point, do I need to roll another chaos burst?
So the sorcerer, no, but that was 2.
I twin spelled it.
Okay, so you're hitting like 2
melee or ranged attack until the end of your next turn. That is from the banner he's trying to use.
From the banner.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. I used the bullet. Oh, well.
Because it's a ranged attack. Is it just because it's a spell attack?
Yeah.
Is that no?
With an extra melee or ranged attack. I mean the gun is kind of a mix between ranged attack and like a spell attack. If he's using just like a regular bullet, that would be fine. But if he's like casting a spell through it, probably not.
Okay, that works. So I'll just shoot a regular. Whoa.
You just have magic shots, I think. I don't think you have regular bullets on you.
No, I have regular bullets. I have to imbue the bullets with magic.
Yes.
So I'll use a bonus action to.
D8.
Right. So I'll do. I'll
just fire a D8 at the thing.
Okay. So I'll use my bonus action to reload because I only get one shot with the rifle, and then I will take
another shot.
That shot again at the same dude that came back to life on me.
Oh, same dude? Okay.
Yeah, the guy who came back to life on me. And that is a 10. So I'll probably miss that one.
So now is the time when I can butt in with like one of the other Chaos Caster abilities. So you can give yourself advantage, but it has a 50% chance of causing it surge immediately. That is your Tides
What
of
do
Chaos.
I use for that? Do I have to use a sorcerer point?
No. That's a.
Oh, just cause?
Yeah, it's one of your. Yeah, it's one of your Chaos Caster abilities.
I will definitely use it. I don't care if it's 50% or not.
Let's go.
What do I have? Do I have to roll anything for that? What am I rolling?
Roll another attack.
Yeah. It's advantage on. Yeah.
With no side effects whatsoever.
19, 24 to hit.
That totally hits. And he only has the one extra hit point, so he's dead. You blow him away.
Okay.
Roll a d20.
Now, what about the... Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. What do I roll for that?
Just roll a d20. It's fine.
19.
That's
it just
good.
is.
I think it increases his threshold by 1, though, right?
Is it the bolt of light shoots from my chest? Is it the one on here?
No, you didn't trigger one. You're fine. That was 50-50.
Oh, okay.
You rolled high enough, so nothing happens right now. The dude just dies.
Okay.
Good work. Don't even worry about it.
Okay. Cool.
Now we'll go to Sir Crowe.
Now we'll head back. Very simple. I'm invisible. I round the corner. I feel faster. I'm emboldened by the banner. Nobody can see what I'm doing, but I'm making a flourish.
This looks...
And I will...
Trust me, it looks awesome.
Yeah, you have to trust me. And I will stab at the kobold, having seen how these little sacks work, just trying to activate it.
Okay.
I have advantage. So, yeah.
Yeah.
An amount of damage. 10.
That one has been hit once already, the one that you're next to, so it is out of the fight.
Oh, lovely. Then I will, as a bonus action, as I pull the blade free, I will pop one of my little corks and place poison on the blade. Step up to the next one and stab it.
Sure.
Yeah, why not?
It has no idea what's happening.
Just the guy died in front of him, and now he's gonna die. Again. If 10 doesn't kill it, then it's got poison in its veins too. So.
Give me it's a con save on this, right? This is your ability. This is
indeed
your subclass.
Yes, this is my subclass ability.
So
it's got a DC 15 con save. This is Assassin's Blood, but with a DC 15 con save because it's my
20.
save. Oh, it's fine. Then it only takes an additional little bit of damage.
That's all it needs, though. It only has 1 hit point left.
Okay.
No! That's a shame. He looks like he's like, haha, I got this. And then the blood just triggers. And he's like, no, wait, no. And it pushes the poison through his body super quickly. And he just dies.
Oh, no.
He was okay.
Right flank done. My voice emanates from the right flank. That's my
right.
My flank is done. They're like, so that's where he is. It's their go. Right? I think that's everyone who's gone here. Yep. And they rolled a 4 on initiative. So many fights I have found are just decided by initiative. So
they are.
Only 2 of my dudes saved from the grandstanding. The one that saved, though, is going to go right here and fire a net at our fighter here. And I need you to give me a dex save, please.
It's a 5.
Aha! You are netted, sir.
They have me.
That's terrible damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 points of acid damage. And you are grappled, sir, inside of this net. And he is so proud of himself. The rest of them, oh man, they can't even. This is so bad. The grandstanding has ruined all of their plans. Nope, they're not going to do that. All right, well.
Hold up. Sorry.
Yeah.
Did you get caught in that net?
You did.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just remembered I've got the Twisted Clairvoyance, and I didn't roll that this morning. So I'm gonna roll those two because I get to sub
already
to Stute.
Though. I will not.
Yeah.
We're not going back on it.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll take that. Perfect. Okay, cool. Next time.
They are going to go here and do their best to just shoot you. Let's try it. They don't have disadvantage against you, though, right? Because you're not prone.
They have advantage. No, they have advantage.
They have advantage. Awesome.
Yes.
But the threshold
Yes,
is 8. Otherwise, no damage.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's terrible for mobs.
Yep.
One hit.
That hits. That hits. That hits.
Okay.
One,
Now the question is, what's the damage?
We'll see if any of them do damage now.
Oh, that one does.
Okay,
Oh, you
that's
take
one.
9. Well, it's cut in half.
Well, aren't you raging?
Yeah.
Right.
8.
8.
Okay.
6. That's a no go.
No.
So
That's a
the
no go.
so the yeah. So 2 of them like hit and 2 bounce off my pecs. Or something. Yeah.
And the ones that do hit do half damage, so you're like, sure. Now, this is an interesting interaction. The threshold is before rage reduction, correct?
Yes, because like after the threshold, the entire damage gets done normally.
And
Right.
in fiction, that means the arrow went in, but the rage has lessened its effect on you. But 2 of them just bounce off because they weren't high enough to go through the threshold in the first place.
Yeah.
So, they do their best, I guess is what I say. I guess they do their best. Velka, at the start of your turn, 6, 7, 10, 11. You take 15 points of acid damage in this net.
Oh yeah, because I'm still in it.
Yeah.
All right. All right. It's starting to get a little
I mean, you are taking a lot right now, though.
Okay, let's see. So
They couldn't use
I'm
any of
grappled.
their pack tactics or nothing, man. Anyway, I'm so mad. I'm so mad.
Let's see. So none of them are spellcasters, so my anti-mage stuff doesn't really count. I'm grappled, so I can't move.
You've got an inspiration if you want to try and escape.
Try to get out. Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
right, but it keeps you from
yeah,
burning.
I mean, yeah, I mean that's what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to just reach down and just rip open the.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, he clearly did it.
You're fine.
And then, I guess from the banner I'll heal myself, or what's it, a D8?
Yeah.
Yep. D8 plus strength.
What's your strength?
Plus 4.
So 12 points.
Heal right back up.
That's-
Barbarian hit points are a lot of hit points.
That's
So it doesn't specify in there, but it's my modifier, not the person's.
yes, it's yours. And then I'll run up there and be like,
Ah!
yeah, I'll run.
They're terrible.
Yeah.
You just tanked all of it, broke out of the net, and charged. They're like, things have turned.
Yep. So that's it. That's my turn.
I got a quick question
Blackwire.
about Cousland's ability. Just a question about his ability.
Yeah, the banner.
I know we get the bonuses. It ends at the end of his turn. Does he have to pull the flag back up on his next round, and replant it if he were to use it, or
So
like.
So I believe it's so you plant it. I'm not sure if it's an action or a bonus action anymore. I don't remember, but like you plant it, and it's a physical object that just like it just continuously like gives buff. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he doesn't actually have to do anything with like it's not like it's not concentration. It's not like you have to use your bonus action every round. But the reason for that is because the enemies can just attack it and destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Gotcha. Do we have to be with any type of range or just any of his?
It's
this one.
Yeah, it's
okay.
Yeah, it's level 7 ability.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good one.
Cool.
It's a good one.
Pretty good.
That is a good one, yeah.
But a mage could just take it out,
Blackwire.
kind of thing.
All right. Gonna do. I'm sure just gonna do another sacred flame. Gonna aim for this guy.
Sure.
Dex 14.
He
You wanna-
got 18 on the die.
What were those? What were those portents?
What were those? What? I'm sorry.
The zone. What were those portents that you rolled?
Oh man.
Zone. Do you
The
want to use
portal.
one of those right now?
No, I feel like the rest of the party can handle it. I do want to use my blood mage ability, though. I'm going to roll my hit die and gain a level 1 spell back.
Sure.
And it's going to do damage to me.
Yep.
So I'm going to take a lucky 1 damage and get
Nice.
a level 1 spell slot back.
Nice.
As you feel that energy, you convert your blood to magic. And you breathe for a second, and you're like, I got it. And you can move on with it. Zone.
I still get my double attacks because my man's banner's still up. I'm gonna burn another sorcery point to twin my bullet on the first one.
Sure.
And then I'm going to do, you know what? I'm going to spend, is it a second level spell? Hold up. Sorry. No. For the special ammo, it is sorcerer for those. For like blazing shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So can I spend 2 sorcerer points in that round? 1 for the blazing shot, 1 for the twin spell?
Yes.
For the meta magic?
Okay.
Okay. So then I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna burn two points for that. And I'm gonna go for the 2 that are right in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. So I'll go ahead and roll to attack first. Shit.
That sounds like
I'm gonna let it ride.
Okay, that's fine.
I kind of do.
That's okay.
One's a
These are
1.
kobolds, man. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, no, that's why I said I'm gonna wait. 1 is a 1, so
Yeah.
like 6. So that doesn't. The other one is a 7 plus 5. Let me double check. Yeah, so 12 to hit.
Yep. 12 actually misses. Sorry.
12 misses. Okay, so that's fine. And then from where I'm at, can I see which one looks weaker?
They both look fine.
They both look fine?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll just pick the one directly in front of me.
Got you.
To go after with a regular shot.
Mm-hmm.
That's an 18.
That hits. Give me some damage.
And did you roll the D8 for the spell slot?
So as a sorcerer point, I don't need to do them, do I?
No. Did you use a spell slot though?
No.
Okay.
No. Because I use 2 sorcerer points.
Yeah.
1 for the blazing shot, and then 1 for the twin spell.
The blazing shot takes a spell slot. Twin spelling it, yes, because the special ammo takes spell slots, but you can use sorcerer points on it.
Yes.
Wait.
So the blazing shot is a spell slot. It does take 1 to do.
Okay. Was
So-
it level?
Yeah,
So just a
level-
level one.
Level 1, yeah.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, then I will roll that then as well
then
and mark
roll a
that off.
D8.
Oh, sorry, that was a D10. Can't get a 9 on a D8.
You can't. It's not how it works.
Okay, so for my chaos, I rolled a 2. And then I rolled a 6 for the damage.
Cool. 6 for the damage.
So a 2 for the chaos
Is
burst and 6 for the damage.
6 plus your dex mod or without your dex mod?
6 on it was the 6 plus because it's a 1d8
It's a 1d8 plus something though, right?
plus 2, so 8
That's enough. That
plus 2.
That uses up his blood sac. So we're good there.
Okay.
A 2, is his threshold increasing or no? Because he's at a 2 on his chaos die. Is that saying the same or is it going up? He's muted.
You're muted.
He's muted.
You're muted.
I don't remember if the final version had a threshold or not. I know that's a mechanic I played with, but yeah, I mean, so like basically like the idea being that like, you know, every time you don't hit a burst, like it's like what causes
Plus 1 goes up.
what causes a burst increases. Yeah. So
I'm okay
like,
with that.
For now, we will let it rock. I would just say if it's a 1 on a d8. Just because keeping track of that extra marker is...
I can do it. I have no problem doing it.
Let's just keep it a 1.
I mean, it is a lot. It is a lot to keep
Okay.
track of.
Let's just keep it a 1.
Okay.
But that one is still up. It just got... It is used up its reroll, I guess. So, Cousland, you are in a net.
Alrighty.
You two,
So am I just netted, or is there like a connection to the gun?
you are netted. It has left the gun.
Okay, then I will spend my action breaking
9,
it.
10, 11, 12, 13 points of acid damage at the start of the turn.
13. Alrighty, we'll remove that. And I will spend my turn trying to break the net, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Give me an
that
athletics
an
check,
athletics or
you
an
can
attack?
attempt to attack it. Either one.
Let's go ahead and do the attack. I assume a 24 hits a net.
Yeah.
That'll be 12 net damage.
Sweet. You are able to break yourself out of the net. Easy peasy.
Alrighty. Broken out, I will JoJo walk towards these two and put myself right here.
Nice.
You have a second attack. Do you want to attack the one that's been wounded? Or the other one?
Let's go ahead. We'll go ahead and make 2 more attacks since my banner's up.
Yeah, buddy.
This will be for the one on the right.
Hits.
14 damage.
It
He's still
did.
up,
Nah, he did. He only had the 1 hit point.
right? And
I
then
think
swing at the other one.
this class would work really well in a low magic world, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would match really, really well.
And then that will be an additional 10 damage on if he's still up, him. If not, the other one.
The first one, you cut the net, you come over, kill this one. The other one gets stabbed, but he is able to blood sack, and he is still not dead.
Yep.
But you know, he hurt.
I could see that with a samurai class as well, working really well.
It would.
Yep.
It would really well.
But that will be my turn.
Crowe.
I guess I'll take the moment to call out and say, we still want one alive, all right?
I forgot about that.
I
Yeah.
almost forgot.
And then I will look over at the one of these two is still alive.
The farthest.
And I'll say, you know, he does have abs of steel, but you don't have to stare. And we'll give him a vicious mockery. And I'll probably... We'll see if it works, and if it does, I'll cut in and
Yeah,
but
empower it.
You got a 19.
But is it silent
That's that.
casted?
No, it's not silent casted.
Just think, he probably thinks his abs are awesome. No.
Right.
Silent casted.
But
From
he does
greater
save. He
invincibility.
got a 19 on the die, which is pretty much what
Oh,
you need
wow.
in order to not die.
That
Inner
is fine.
monologue.
Their turn.
I
Velka-
will. I'm gonna do nothing. Keep going. My bad.
Velka, they're gonna try to kill you. They have advantage now because they can
Yeah.
finally use their pack tactics.
Yeah.
Jeez.
All right, that's
Nat
a crit.
20
Yeah.
and
16 hits. Yep.
17. Yep. Okay. So usually I do max damage on a nat 20 and then they roll again. Is everybody cool with that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's going to be 6 plus 5 is 11 plus 1. So 12 points of damage cut down to 6 for the crit.
Okay.
And then just 7 piercing for the other attack for the other side.
Oops.
They're doing their best. This one up here. He's still around. What is he gonna do? He's gonna run up, actually. And do that. This one is still alive, right? Yes. Let's see. Give me another deck save, Sir Cousland.
That's a 14.
Oh, I have to check. I don't think that's it. I think the DC is 15. It is. It's 15. You get hit with another net.
These infernal things.
And this one will grab the net and start trying to drag you. Give me an athletics check.
No shot. 27.
Jeez. I'm gonna roll
He's a wall.
I'm gonna roll a d20. He has to get a natural 20, and even then, I don't think he got it. He does.
Right.
He tugs and pulls to try to pull you this way. It doesn't work. The other one is going to, because he just saw you break out of his other net, and he's going to just kind of go over here. You can take an attack of opportunity on him, I guess.
Is he the one with the popped boil, or is he full health?
He's a pop boil.
All right, so we're gonna swing on him, but non-lethal him, like pommel strike him as he goes.
Okay.
So that'll be a 20 for 11 slashing. Or I guess bludgeoning in this case.
No, give him a little snail. So usually, actually we won't deal with that. Not today. You knock him out. He doesn't make it far. He's just collapsed right here on the ground. The other one tried to pull you, failed, and is going to just kind of move about here. That's their turn. Velka, back to you.
So the stone in the middle, like, is it like on the ground and then like the blades are underneath it? Like how?
Yeah, it looks like there's just a slab of stone there with a lot of noise coming underneath.
All right. So I have a question for how you rule. Like a grapple check, since I have extra attack, would you count like trying to grab somebody as like a full action or like half of an attack?
It is one of your attack actions. You can replace it with a grab.
Okay. All right. So, this one here, I want to do my grapple check on him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so is that just opposed with athletics?
Yep. Roll
All right, 22.
not
Yep.
one.
27 actually, because I'm raging.
Yeah. Wasn't that one?
So I went between these two, stood there imposingly. They stabbed me. I reached down, grabbed the kobold, and then I want to throw him at the rock.
Sure.
Mm.
So-
he can't help it. He rolled a nat one. He lands on the rock.
Okay, so the rock, the rock is physical. It's not like another illusion.
It looks like it is physical.
Okay.
But you hear him immediately start yelling at the one that is to the north.
Oh no.
Okay.
It's activated.
Okay. Let's see. So my next attack then.
Draconic, by the way.
Nope.
Okay,
No.
Never mind then.
I could.
So turning around, the rest of my attack action is going to be fist
Yeah,
for 17.
that hits him.
So I punch him for 8.
His blood pops.
Okay. So then what I want to do is part of my, part of this that, makes them like a hand-to-hand fighter is that you can use a bonus action to then grapple.
Yeah.
So another athletics 21.
Not 21.
And then I want to use the banner to basically give myself like one extra attack.
Uh-huh.
One extra attack so that I can then do one of my signature moves.
DDT.
Yeah.
So it's so assuming a 20 hits.
Yeah, it does.
I'll go ahead and put a gif of like a DDT in the in the Discord.
He pops like
Oh
a
man,
Yeah.
that's
So
awesome.
just yeah.
Yeah, he's doomed.
So like dropping his head like into the ground. I assume he's not going to get up from that one.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
He's done.
All right.
Lovely.
It's awesome. Blackwire.
All right, I'm gonna use Cure Wounds level 3 on Velka.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's 3. Do you want me to roll, or do you want to roll?
Caster rolls.
What is it?
38 plus your wisdom.
3d8 plus 3.
Mm-hmm.
So how much?
3d8.
All right.
Caster rolls. The cure roll.
Not as much as I would like it to be. 14, 17.
17.
Not
Okay.
bad.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
So you move up to him, right, in order to do that.
Yes, it is a touch. Sorry. Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's fine. You probably would have moved before too, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Easy enough. And then zone.
How tall is that rock?
It is in the ground.
Like, could I see to the back?
Yeah.
So I can see this guy in the back of the room.
Yes.
Okay, so it's like on the ground. It's not risen. Like it's not like a pillar.
Correct. It's inset at the same level as the table
Okay.
is there.
Okay. Okay. It's within range. How high is the ceiling?
About 30 feet up.
30 feet up? Okay. I'm just gonna let this dude have it. Yeah, I'm gonna do another blazing shot.
That's another spell slot.
I'm
Roll
gonna
hit.
aim for the dude in the back, the very back of the room. I'm gonna try it one more time. I'm gonna use another sorcerer point to twin it as well.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hit the dude on top of the rock.
Okay.
Okay. Are you shitting me? It did it again. It's the exact same roll that I had last time.
Sure.
So I'm gonna use my 2 rolls from this morning.
Okay.
I'm gonna use one of them. Forgive me. I'm using one of them, which was a 17. So I'm gonna replace the one with the 17.
What are the 2 rolls
so that's
that
like
you got?
a 4. So I rolled a 17 first, and then a 4.
Okay. Here's how your portal
So roll one.
works. You choose that you want to use it, and it randomly selects which one of the 2 you used.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine.
So roll a d20. If it's an 11 or higher, you
19.
use the right one. Okay, so then yes, you hit him.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll damage.
And then the other was a 12. I don't know if that hits or not.
12 misses.
12 misses. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Not a lot of casters in this group.
4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
That knocks him out of his normal state into his blood boil. But he is still up.
And then which one was that was for the on the rock or at the door?
That was at the door.
At the door. Then I'm gonna use my second attack from the banner to shoot him again.
Roll to shoot the hit.
Nah, it's a 10.
Nope. You've been rolling terrible. You have tons.
I'm rolling horribly. But I am gonna move up into the room just a good 30 feet.
Okay. So Cousland.
So having had this kobold thrown on the top of the rock, does it appear to be reacting in any kind of way?
It looks terrified.
No, I mean, does the rock like move, or does it look like blades are about to pop out of there?
The rock, no. The rock looks like it is the same. But the
Alrighty,
kobold
I'm
looks
gonna go
horrified.
ahead.
Oh, at the start of your turn. Sorry.
Yep, that's right. That's
net.
right. I love my nets. 8.
9. 14 points of acid damage.
Cool.
Also, I rolled a 2 on my chaos die.
Okay, it's close.
I will go ahead and once again use my turn to break out. Great sword stabbies. Does a 17 hit a net?
It do.
For 12 damage. I assume that breaks it. I'm not trusting this rock situation. I'm gonna just go over here. That'll be my turn.
Yeah. Crowe.
All right. Well, seems like for the most part this is well set. Cousland looks a little bit hurt. I'm going to keep running forwards. Chunk. I'm still invisible. Nobody knows where I am. This guy's still got his sack, doesn't he?
He lost his sack. He is sackless.
Oh. Wow.
Does anyone have a sack in the room?
The 2 on the boulder do.
Okay.
Leaving your friends behind so quickly? Come now, show a bit of spine. We'll give him a vicious mockery, which I might expend on. We'll see.
Oh. 14?
Let me find. Not quite. So I will pull a little slit, and from my own wound, blood will pull to empower around my little staff. Maybe people can see that.
No, not at all.
See.
No.
It's
No,
just
not
me.
at all. It's just you watching as the blood comes out of the wound and like almost coils around the staff up to it. It looks awesome to you.
Yeah, it's great. And I'll hit myself with an extra 2d10.
Sure.
So I'll take 17 and it'll take 17.
Yeah, it blows up.
Jeez.
And it has no idea where it came from. It just freaking explodes. It's gone. At this point, the other two, they kind of bunch up together. And hold on.
So we're about to get deleted.
Right.
They're gonna roll. Let's see.
They're gonna reset the matrix.
Red is left. Okay. You see them look at each other. And one of them, they rock, paper, scissors. And the one on the left runs straight north. No, he lost. He stays put. The one on the right runs straight north. Reaches into that knot on the wall and pulls something. And the stone in the middle of the room kind of separates and goes like this and opens up. And inside, you all see a whirling dervish of blades. It looks as though it is designed to resemble the mouth of some massive worm.
I would like to interject with a reaction.
Oh.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Did the thing fall in?
And that's what you realize they were rock, paper, scissoring for.
Figured.
As this dude just falls into the maw of blades and coats all of the teeth with blood.
I don't like that. I actually
the
really don't
teeth
like how close
get
I am to this.
Coated with it's like a spinning mess of stuff. But as the teeth get coated with blood, the blades stop and pull back into the wall, revealing a staircase.
How about no?
But you can hear that the blades have stopped churning.
Okay.
Okay.
Why'd he do that?
We still have kobolds in the room though, don't we?
Just the one.
That's the one.
The other one's unconscious, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. He's unconscious. Okay.
Okay.
Velka.
So I only have 40 feet of movement,
Mm-hmm.
but what kind of movement would it be to like dash and then like jump to like tackle and spear him against the wall? I don't think I actually have I don't have enough action economy to actually get to him and do much of anything.
Give me an athletics check. We'll see if it's high enough.
22.
Yeah, sure.
With
You
the
can fit
bull
this dude into the wall immediately and grapple.
Shoulder check.
I'm gonna say it's your turn, but you can leap and grapple him and pin him against the wall.
Yep.
Roll damage on a hit as well. We'll just do that.
Just like an unarmed attack.
Yeah.
10.
Cool. You pop his blood vessel against the wall, and it bursts up on the wall like a splat out. Like you ever kill a mosquito, and it just kind of... It's like that on the side of the wall, but he looks like he took the wind out of him, but he's still upright. We're out of initiative, technically. Because he's pinned, the other dude's unconscious, and nobody else is here. I think we can take a break. Alright, everyone. It's 10:45 already. What are we going to do here?
Oh boy.
I think we ran over a bit.
A little bit.
We took quite a while with those kobolds. Goodness.
Yeah. I'm like, okay. Self-criticism. The prestige classes definitely add time to combat rounds because you just have a lot more options, right? Particularly the Chaos Caster, because you have so many rolls that you have to keep track of that like it becomes a lot, right? So slowing down combat is kind of I accept that is a downside.
I think my guy's been perfectly speedy, actually.
Yeah.
I think it's more so like I don't think it's as bad. Even with the combination of the two, it's just knowing what I can and can't do. You know what I mean? I think like the first session,
But right, that's with anything though. Is like you're trying to learn the new class, and it's like, okay, well, can I mix these or so that's compounding.
So I think that's really where it is.